Greetings. Greetings, Divine Radiance. How are you today? Welcome to Wednesday Live Empower Hour with me, Nahkila Isha of AshworthScott Life Sculpting. I'm a divine interpreter, psychic life coach, and mentor, assisting you with activating the divinity and wisdom within your soul so that you are empowered to create and live an abundant life. Welcome to your Wednesday Live Empower Hour. Leave me a comment. Hey, Tia Lynn. Hey, Mimi. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you all are feeling. And I'm going to wait for more people to get on because I actually have an announcement to make. I'm sending you love too, Tia Lynn. I'm sending you love too. How are you all feeling today? What's going on in your world? There's a few more people that jumped on. Leave a comment. Let me know who you are, who's on with us. And if you're ready for Empower Hour, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Hi, Sheila. Welcome to our community. I believe this is your first time joining us for a Wednesday Live Empower Hour, so welcome. Awesome. Mimi says she feels good. That is awesome. Awesome. And I am sending prayers for your dad. If you all can just take a moment just to send prayers for Mimi and her family and healing energy for her dad and her family, that would be so awesome. Hi, Michaela. Welcome. I love the butterflies. So like I said, I am just waiting for a few more people to jump on because I actually have an announcement to make. So you know what? While we're waiting for others to, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. And thank you, Michaela. Michaela said, of course. Let's go ahead and get started with our breathing. Let's just do that first. I lit some sage when I was sitting here waiting to actually go live. And I'm just going to light a little more. When was the last time you all cleansed your space? When was the last time you cleansed your space? And how regularly do you clean yourself? It's about time for me to do a clearing on my space. It doesn't feel like there's anything off, but you know, Spirit will guide you into knowing when it's time. And I'm just being guided that it's time to do a thorough cleansing. So like when my son's at work, like doing the entire house. So yeah, when's the last time you did an entire house? Mimi said this morning. Awesome. Taylor, so we just got back from the park. Taylor ran around with Rosie, our dog, and it was really cute. Awesome. Tell Taylor I said hi and I love her. Awesome. Now, when you guys cleanse your space, do you do it like on a schedule or do you just kind of do it when you're led? How do you do that clearing of your space? Let me know. I was just told to tell you, be open to receive gifts. Be open to receive gifts. So although we think we're always open to receive gifts, what I'm being told to tell you is literally declare, I am open to receive gifts. And so it is. And then just release attachment to what that means, right? Just release it. After you state it, just release it. Aw, awesome. So yes. Well, let's get into our breathing, you guys. So go ahead and get comfortable. Close your eyes if you're in a position to do so. If you are not, awesome. Mimi said when I'm led to. Yes. If you're not able to close your eyes, then you can still breathe with us, right? Because it's the breathing, that sacred breath, which is connecting you to the healing. So you're still able to do it. And we're not doing any hypnosis with this grounding exercise. So even if you're driving, you can still breathe along and you know, direct that energy, okay? So go ahead and just close your eyes, take those deep sacred breaths, inhaling slow and deep through your nose, and just allowing yourself to breathe in love and light with your inhale. And then exhale slowly out through your mouth, allowing yourself to release all that's no longer serving you with every exhale. And as you continue to breathe, I call on highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, and helpful companions, all of highest light and love. I call on you now, and I thank you for filling this space. I thank you for using me as a vessel to deliver messages that are rooted in highest light, love, and truth. And I thank you for opening the hearts, the minds, and the spirits of those I'm called to serve today, so that they may receive whatever serves their highest good to receive that will assist them on their journey. I thank you, and so it is. So just go ahead and continue with those healing breaths, inhaling love and light and releasing all that's no longer serving you with your exhale. And as you're breathing, I'd like you to bring your focus to the top of your head, bring it to your crown chakra, and just go ahead and give your crown chakra permission to open. Open your crown chakra now, and just allow for divine and loving healing energy from your source of highest light, love, and power. Allow that energy to come in, pouring through your crown, and just allow it to flow down to your third eye, removing and releasing any blocks that are there, cleansing and clearing, allowing it to expand out to your ear chakras, removing any blocks that are there, cleansing and clearing. And feel that divine energy as it pours down into your heart chakra, removing any blocks that are there, cleansing and clearing. Feel the healing energy traveling down to your solar plexus, removing any blocks that are there, cleansing and clearing. Feeling it down in your sacral, removing any blocks that are there, cleansing and clearing. Down to your root, removing any blocks that are there, cleansing and clearing. And just allow that divine energy to move down into your thighs, your knees, your calves, feeling it in your ankles and in your feet. And just feel your feet as they begin to grow roots. Give those roots permission to burst out through the soles of your feet. And just allow those roots to penetrate any surface your feet are resting on or any surface that is below your feet. And then feel those roots traveling down, penetrating Mother Earth, going down into her core. And just take a moment to send Mother Earth love, light, gratitude, and healing energy. And then connecting to her divine, loving energy, feeling her heartbeat, and just bringing her loving energy through those roots, up, 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 up through the soles of your feet, up through your ankles and your calves and your knees, feeling Mother Earth's energy in your thighs and in your root chakra, feeling it travel up to your sacral, up to your solar plexus, up to your heart chakra, up to your throat, your ear chakras, and your third eye, and up and out your crown. And just allow Mother Earth's divine energy to travel up into the cosmos, connecting to your highest source of power, love and light, and just allow those two energies to combine in a beautiful dance. And as those energies are combined, bring it back down through your crown chakra and just allow it to disperse throughout your entire cellular being. Feeling more grounded, at peace, more confidence and sure, trusting in your divine guidance that you receive from your highest source of power and your divine spirit team. And just setting the intention with every inhale, you'll continue to breathe in love, light, and healing. And with every exhale, you'll continue to release all that's no longer serving you throughout the rest of your day. And so it is. So as we were doing that grounding exercise, I was sending healing energy, sending Reiki, and you all know that have been on here since the beginning of time that the energy is intelligent, so it will go wherever it serves your highest good for it to go. So let me know how you all feel. And while I'm receiving how you all are feeling, I'm going to share the announcement with you all. So I have been connecting with spirit because lately I have been experiencing extreme fatigue. And it doesn't matter how much rest I get. It doesn't matter what time I go to bed. It's like I have not been able to shake this fatigue. Now, what I received from spirit was that I am going through a major energetic upgrade spiritually. So in part, that has to do with it. But what this has done was allowed me to really connect with spirit and ask for guidance on how I'm being called to adjust, right? The other thing that I've been experiencing is extreme memory loss, right? Which I've shared. I don't know if I've shared with you. I believe I have at some point. I know I've shared it in the mentorship, but that's sometimes a part of your upgrades, right? As you transition deeper into your spirituality and deeper to allowing yourself to be led. I've noticed this happen once before where it's like my memory was like, what memory? What is a memory? But recently it has been even more so. I'll tell you what happened yesterday. My son and I went to the store, and my son carries the groceries up, and the waters. And so he went up, and I was in the car, and I was waiting for a while, and I called him and I was like, are you coming back down to get the rest of the stuff? He said, I already did. And then he said, and I even asked you, I said, huh? And you said you didn't say anything. And I'm like, at first I thought he was joking. And he goes, no, mommy, seriously. And I'm like, I spoke to you? I don't remember that. I had no recollection of that at all whatsoever. I was like, okay, this is a little creepy. And that's when Spirit confirmed to my mom and me that it's a part of this upgrade, right? Because again, I experienced the memory loss before, right? Where it just kind of felt like my brain was wonky, but this is a different kind of loss. Okay. So back to the announcement. So what all of this has caused me to do with the fatigue, even though Spirit confirmed what it is, it's called me to ask the question, okay, guide me into knowing how you would like me to proceed, right? And so one of the things I received today is that we will be doing Wednesday Live Empower Hour, the first Wednesday of the month. Wednesday Live Empower Hour will no longer be a weekly thing. It'll be the first Wednesday of the month. And because I have different appointments, like yesterday I had a spine injection where they put me to sleep and, that whole nine, if anything like that comes up, or if it's a medical appointment or anything where I am unable to do it on the first Wednesday, then it'll be the following Wednesday. But I will make announcements in videos. So if you're following the channel, I would say turn your notifications on, watch the videos that get posted, and also in the community. I don't know if you guys notice, I sometimes will post pictures and then I'll write a message. Well, I'll post something there as well if anything comes up that I don't tell you about during our monthly Empower Hour, okay? So it is important to me to continue to serve you, but the thing that's happening is I am being called to give more in the mentorship, and so in order for me to do that, and as I receive more soul clients, in order for me to maintain the balance of the energy that I'm exerting, it's about me allowing Spirit to guide me on how to create that balance, and this is one of the ways. I will still be posting videos on the channel, and periodically I may randomly go live, but Wednesday Live Empower Hour moving forward will be the first Wednesday of every month. So it'll be something to look forward to. You guys won't get bored. So anyway, so yes, that was the announcement. So thank you all so much for just, allowing me to serve you, for being so understanding with the hills and valleys, the ebbs and flows of my personal journey, and just, being your amazing self. So enough of me rambling. Let's go ahead and get into the message. Let's see what Spirit's got in store for us. Okay. Highest light, guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, and helpful companions of highest light and love. Ooh, what message do you have for us today? Ooh, okay. Okay. And I was told to grab the unicorn deck today and ask your guides deck today. I kind of just go look at all the cards and I'm like, okay, Spirit, which deck? Okay, pull from the bottom and the top. Okay. All right. So the first card that we got today is Imagination, Inner Child. We also have Life Force, Aphrodite. And we have Grace, Holy Spirit. We have Finish What You've Started. You've started something important and now it's time to complete it. Who is Spirit talking to? I feel like it's somebody real specific right now. Although I feel like this is a message that can apply to all of us at any given time. But I feel like it's a message real specific for someone in particular. Maybe more than one person, but there's something where this message is for you in the now. We also have let go of stress. Don't take on other people's stress. Breathe it out now. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to share with you what I've been doing lately to do that. It says, listen to your true feelings. Don't let others talk you into doing something that you know is wrong or that doesn't resonate with your soul or that doesn't serve your highest good. Okay, so with this imagination card, inner child, so one of the things that Spirit is telling you to do, which we've been getting this message, is to have more fun. You know, earlier today in the Activating You group, I was led to share this post where it like breaks down what your name means, like numerically, and what it means, right? And that reminded me of something that I used to do back in the day as a kid. You know, you go and you put in your name or you do these little things online, or we used to do things where you write things. You remember those little things you put your finger in and you open and close it? It just spoke to my inner child, but it was also pretty accurate, right? So Spirit is just saying, make sure you're incorporating your inner child in all that you do, right? That you're considering your inner child in all that you do, not just simply setting aside isolated time for your inner child, but to start merging your inner child into who you are today, right? When we get to be a certain age, oftentimes we start to, you know, we're taught to have this paradigm where when you're a certain age, that's not appropriate, right? Whether it's your clothes, whether it's how you speak, whether it's what you feel or what you do, right? I bought this sweatshirt and it has My Little Pony on it. And I got these Skechers and they're pink and they have like reflective on them. You know, it's an outfit for my inner child, right? But I make it cute. Like I'm 44, but you can definitely tell I was channeling my inner child. And I went to Trader Joe's one day because they have my salad dressing there. And this lady was like, oh, she's dressed like a little girl. It was funny, but it's like, it's true. That's one of the ways that I cater to my inner child, you know, and being silly. That's me being connected to my inner child. So what Spirit is saying is, don't just set aside isolated time, although have that too, but make sure you're merging with your inner child and not to allow society to make you believe that there is an inappropriate anything, right? When you reach a certain age, to allow yourself to simply be. And just like your inner child is always with you, to cater with your inner child, cater to your inner child always, right? So that's the message that's coming through for this. Awesome. Okay, Deasia, you will be first for the readings after. Let's see. And welcome. I don't know if you were on before. Let's see. Tia Lynn said, I feel this with every upgrade. It serves to take more time for self and less of spreading energy. We are so grateful for all the ways you serve with love and light. Thank you so much. Totally support you 100%. Thank you so, so much. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it in the videos, but like my eyes, like, you know, these deep under eye bags, I don't see them as much, but you can see them a little. But in person, like, it's just really, really, you know, and I can physically look at myself and tell that the fatigue is there. Usually it's just I feel it, but you can't physically see it, right? But now you can see it, you know, and I'm feeling it on a much deeper level. The other thing that I have been led by Spirit to do is to deactivate the United Light Beings Awakening group. So that group will be deactivated soon. It's not to say it won't come back, but right now I'm being called to deactivate it. Deasia, I know you just got on, but one of the things that Spirit led me to do was to do Wednesday Live and Power Hour every first Wednesday of the month so that I can continue to give more to activating you, right? And so that was something that I announced. And the United Light Beings Awakening group, it's a group that's just kind of sitting there energetically, right? I haven't really been pouring much energy into it. So I've been allowing Spirit to guide me on where to put my energy so that there is that balance, right? That balance of energy, creating that balance, and I'm not overexerting, right? And so that was something that I have been led to do. And I'm not exactly sure when it's going to happen. I'm waiting on Spirit to guide me. I'll be making announcements there and like guiding everyone on where they can go, like here, right, to begin engaging those that are interested. Okay, so for whatever reason, even though this was the third card, I am being led to grab this card next. And as I'm saying that and looking at the cards, this first card was all about the heart chakra, right? Even though the message wasn't, there was no verbal message about the heart chakra. But then here we have the solar plexus. And when I'm sending that energy, I always have one hand on the heart, one hand on the solar plexus. And then this card is actually the root. So spirit is just aligning everything for us. And as I'm saying that, spirit is saying, so this is a reminder that spirit will align everything for you if you allow it, right? I just kind of picked up this card, and instead of me being like, oh, wait, no, that wasn't the second card, that was the third card, I just flowed with it, right? Understanding that everything happens according to divine orchestration, divine timing. So if I grab this card second, no matter how it was set up or laid out or when it was pulled, I know that spirit had me do that for a reason, right? Also, another thing that I'm being led to share with you all is to make sure that you do a deep cleansing of your space, right? Do a deep cleansing of your space so that that life force energy can be flowing freely, right? If your space is cluttered, it will affect your chakras. It will affect the flow of energy within you. So if you have clutter anywhere, or if you have things that you are being led to release, make sure you take the time out to do that. I've been literally going through my closet since I've released weight. I've been going through things that I can no longer fit, or things that I had in the closet for this season that I didn't wear all season is an indication for me to donate, right? Because if I didn't wear it the whole season, then it's time to release it, right? It's time to release it. So what this says is grace, Holy Spirit. And so as I'm receiving Holy Spirit, I'm being told to touch on the Holy Trinity. You've heard me say time and time again, mind, body, and soul, mind, body, and spirit is what I consider to be the Holy Trinity, right? So this is a message for you to get aligned, mind, body, and spirit. Make sure that they are all aligned to the frequency that you're choosing to experience in this lifetime, right? I saw a video where someone was talking about, the low vibrating foods versus the high vibrating foods. And this, we're not having a vegan, non-vegan talk here, right? But the message that I took from that, the spirit is guiding me to share is, when we eat fresh fruits and we eat fresh vegetables, what we're doing is we're eating high vibrating, high frequency food, right? Which helps to elevate our frequency. So if you're eating a lot of processed stuff, or stuff that goes in the microwave, or stuff that's in boxes, right? It has ingredients that you have a hard time pronouncing, right? Or there's a bunch of ingredients that aren't just simple that we know comes from natural sources. Spirit is saying, if you're not ready to cut it out completely, or if you're not led or choosing to do that, create balance where you're eating more of those high frequency foods, right? And you're allowing your body to guide you, because when your body is guiding you and you set the intention, I am choosing to be guided by my body and by source to know which foods serve my highest good to eat in every moment, right? Then you'll just be guided. And then you don't have to put thought in it. You don't got to overthink it. You don't got to stress and worry about it. You just flow with it, right? But set that intention because everything is frequency, including the food you eat. And if you're ingesting that, it's affecting your frequency. And the same with what you're watching, the same with the people you're engaging with, right? Anything in your life, Spirit is saying, choose to have it be of high frequency, right? Choose to have it be of high frequency. Okay, so what's the message you have for us here? Okay, so what I just received was, it's time for you to allow nature to guide you naturally. So what does that mean? That means there was a time when you were more connected to nature. There was a time when you were in sync with nature. There was a time when you flowed with nature, paying attention to the cycles of nature, and you didn't rely so much on man. You were being called. In fact, they said, we are calling you to get back to that state as much as possible. Okay. And then they said, talk to them about the alarm clock. So I believe that we had this come up before, where I was sharing with you all how when there's a certain time I'm choosing to get up, right? I speak that to my unconscious mind. I also tell spirit to wake me up at or before whatever time I'm choosing to get up, right? So I believe it came through before for you to start practicing doing that. I don't know how many of you have began practicing, but on a day where you actually don't have anywhere to be, begin practicing that command so that you can get confident in knowing that you will be woken up at the time you request, right? Because if you have somewhere to be or something to do, you may go to sleep stressing or doubting the fact that it can happen. So do it on a day, practice doing it until you get comfortable just not waking up with an alarm at all. Because that alarm clock does affect your frequency, right? It wakes you up in a very way. And then that just goes into your system. First thing in the morning, you're waking up to this loud noise, right? Or this being jolted out of your sleep, as opposed to allowing spirit and your unconscious mind to work together to gently bring you out of your sleep, right? And that does have an effect on how your day progresses. So just start practicing doing that. Also, what I'm being told is, have you seen the pictures? You know, the pictures where you'll see like our eyeball, right? And you'll see the part of nature that it looks exactly like, or, our lungs, and you'll see things in nature where it looks exactly alike. So spirit is just reminding us that we ourselves are a product of nature, and nature is a product of us. So the more we connect with nature, the more we are in flow with our true essence, and the closer we become to God, right? The closer we become to God, the easier it becomes for us to tap into our inner divinity, right? But it's not just about prayers and speaking, it's also about flow and action, right? So when the moon is out, right? When it's a new moon or a full moon, and if you're engaging in rituals or practices dealing with that, pay attention to what your body is feeling, right? Particularly your power. So really pay attention to your power source, and whether or not you feel more powerful, whether or not you feel more empowered, or whether or not you feel drained, or you know what I mean? So really pay attention to that. What I'm receiving is the moon, right? If you are healthily aligned in your chakras, the moon during these cycles, and the full and new moon are not the only phases, right? So if you feel led to explore the other phases of the moon and becoming familiar with what's going on with your body during those phases, then do so, right? But the moon is meant to empower you. It's meant to deeper enlighten you. It's meant to deeper connect you, right? To all the divinity that's within you and all the divinity that you have access to. So if during these cycles you're feeling a little off, right, you are either picking up on the energy of others, because remember, we were taught that the full moon means people act a fool and crazy things happen. So we adapted to that belief, and that's what we experienced, right? I used to experience that until I adapted to a different belief, right? So just pay attention. And if that is the case, then that means it's time to amplify your protection, right? Amplify your protection. Also, if you're feeling drained and you know that it is from you, it's time for you to do some releasing, some healing, right? And tap into your power source, right? Just allow your power source to be cleansed and replenished, okay? Let's see what you all are saying. Oh, DA just said, oh, okay. So we have life force, Aphrodite. Am I saying that right, you guys? I don't, Aphrodite, right? Every time I see this, I'm like, oh, spiritually, gonna bring that one out on me. What's the message here? You're being called to have your life force be strong right now, right? Because you are in this space where spirit is calling on you. You are in this space where you are being called to step up as the healer, called to step up as the messenger, called to step up as the shaman, right? Called to step up as the nurse, the teacher, right? Whatever it is that your divine purpose is, you are being called to step up. But the only way you can do that is if your life force energy is aligned or balanced, right? So this is why we're being brought back to that message of making sure our space is clear, right? Making sure our space is clear. Now, even if your home is spotless, if you walk into my home, aside from dishes in the sink that I told my son not to worry about, I'll take care of. Besides that, my home is spotless, right? But when you look in my closet, although it looks organized, there's a lot of stuff that's just taking up space. It's taking up energy, right? So Spirit is calling us to identify the things, not only in our physical space, but also within us that's just taking up space, that's just taking up energy, right? And that's taking energy away from an area in our lives that it serves our highest good to give that energy to instead, right? Your energy is exactly that. It is your life force. So if things aren't aligned there, things outside of your life will feel out of whack, right? This is the craziest thing. I don't know if I've shared this with you all, but the craziest thing is I love a spotless house. Like I love my home to look like a model home. I know I've shared that. However, I do not like cleaning, right? I have systems in place where I keep my space clean so that my cleaning is to a minimum, right? I don't ever have to do any deep cleaning because that would be like a no-no for me. But okay, thank you. But with that being said, in the past, right, before I had done more healing, you can guarantee that my room, eventually it was going to be super duper cluttered, right? I hadn't created the balance that I've created now. I hadn't, gotten to this point of healing and this point of maintenance like I have now. So at a point, it would just be cluttered and in my room, just in my room. But that was affecting my life force energy. And that was a reflection of what was going on inside, right? It was super duper aligned. So it really does affect it. So if right now you are that person that either has clutter in your home, your physical space, or like me, you're being called to donate or release some things that you're not utilizing. After you clear the clutter, pay attention to how you feel, right? How do you feel internally? I know whenever I would just do a full clean, even now, I'll go through at a certain point and I'll just, I'll mop, I'll do that deep cleansing that you don't do every time you clean, right? And even though things look clean before, when I do that, it just feels even more cleaner and I feel even more aligned, right? So pay attention to what you feel when you clear that space, right? And then if you're someone like I was, where that clutter does happen every so often, or you keep clutter, it's about exploring the why. Why is there clutter around me and how is it relating to my life, right? How is it relating to my life? So use every action you take, everything you do, every aspect of how you're living. And just like people show up as mirrors reflecting back to us, so does your behavior, right? So just like we've learned the lesson that if someone triggers us or they say or do something that gets under our skin, instead of allowing ourselves to get angry or allowing us to walk away from our peace, right? Because they can't take our peace, but allowing us to walk away from our peace, we're being called to look at them as mirrors. Where am I being called to heal? What are you showing me? So it's the same about what you're doing in your day-to-day life. It's the same about the things that are not aligned with where your soul is calling for you to align, right? So really allow that to be a mirror for you as well, to reveal areas of opportunity to further you along on your healing journey, right? Now, remember, we're not doing this and we're not judging ourselves, right? We're not doing it and we're not judging. We're not doing the woulda, shoulda, coulda. We're just observing. We're just curious, right? We're just open to be shown. That's it. And then ask Spirit, what would you like me to do with this information? And then just wait. And when you receive it, do it. Also, getting grounded. It's important to get grounded. That exercise we just did at the beginning, simple grounding exercise. You can do that outside, take your shoes and socks off, getting some dirt, getting some grass, getting some mud, getting some sand, getting some seawater, a river or a lake, and just ground, right? It can be that simple, that quick. You can also do it in your home, just like we did, right? But grounding, making it a part of your regular practice. And if you haven't grounded in a while, Spirit is saying it's time to ground. It's time to ground, okay? Let's see what you all are saying. Hey, Pat. Let's see. Pat said, I can relate, sis. I like the house clean, but I don't like cleaning and don't have time for it either. See, and that's just because we're meant to have someone come and clean our houses. That's all. But in the meantime, and in between time, right? We're the cleaners right now. Like I told my mom, I said, Mom, There's certain aspects about my business that I do not enjoy doing. I love serving, but there's certain things with that back office stuff, certain things with the marketing component, all the technical part. I said it's because I'm meant to have a team. And I said, but right now, I'm the team. So I'm choosing not to procrastinate. Instead, I am choosing to be that team that I am choosing to create, right? So this goes back to that, whatever we are choosing for our lives, how Spirit tells us to be what we're choosing to attract. So if I'm choosing to have a competent team that goes above and beyond, well, right now that I'm the team, I'm being called to do the same, right? So it goes back to the house cleaning. Right now, we're the ones that's cleaning our house. But yeah, we're meant to hire people to do that. That's all. That's all that is. That's why we don't have the liking and love of it, because some people actually love cleaning. My grandmother was one of them. I didn't get that trait from her. I don't believe my mom did either. My mom keeps her house spotless too. But yeah, no, we didn't get the love for cleaning like my grandmother. So let's see. Pat said, I've been decluttering and donating for weeks. I've also decided to hire a cleaning person to help me. We'll see. There you go. There you go. And Pat said, exactly. I told my mother that as a child. I got it. Awesome. Awesome. So it says, finish what you've started. You've started something important, and now is the time to complete it. So what have you started that you haven't completed? What have you started that you haven't completed? Something that Spirit guided you to start, but you have yet to complete it, right? And this will be something that you're putting off, right? You'll know what it is when I mention this. Whatever that is, whomever that is, Spirit is saying complete it, get it done. There's a reason for it, right? There's a reason for it. So there was something that came through to me today. Like I oftentimes get messages that I give within, oftentimes, every time there's messages that come through during our group sessions and in our one with those you're being called to serve. And you may have started it and didn't complete it. Some of you may not have started at all, right? Some of you, Spirit may have given you another level on your healing journey, right? May have guided you to do something, right? And you may not have done it yet, right? So whatever the case may be, it's going to be different person to person, but Spirit is saying, get to it. Get to it. Right now, we're in a powerful energy, right? This is the period of reaping what you've sown. Reaping what you've sown. We have all planted seeds. We've been planting these seeds from the beginning of this incarnation. And Spirit is saying, now it is time. I'm hearing, like Malcolm said, where the chickens are coming home to roost, but it's coming through as something positive, right? Now is the time where we are reaping what we have sown. And Spirit is guiding you on how to best reap what you have sown. So take advantage of this time we're in, right? Take advantage of it by completing the task at hand, okay? Deasia said, this is the third time I'm seeing someone talking about hiring help to clean. And Sheila said, I love cleaning. I know some people do. Some people do. And, I saw someone who said they love cleaning and they actually do housekeeping, right? But the thing is, I know that some people, like when you walk into their homes as cleaning it, like it's just out of this world, And so I'm just like, I don't know. I get kind of grossed out with other people's, like the toilet stuff. That I'm just, I don't know. So I'm like, yeah, you would have to have a love for cleaning, right? So yeah, but I think that's awesome. We all love different things, and yeah, I think it's awesome. It's awesome. Let's see. Okay. So now we have the let go of stress. Don't take on other people's stress. Breathe it out now. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let me share something with you guys. So at first I was going to share this with the Activating You Soul family first. I've been meaning to go live, but I've been going live in responses to lives that have been in there. So the other day I was meditating, right? And I did this thing. I connected to the fatigue, and I did this thing Spirit guided me to do. And I lifted my tongue, right? Lifted my tongue where my tongue touched the roof of my mouth. Now I was told to share with the whole collective too, and now is the time. But anyways, when I did that, I allowed myself to go in places in my mouth that normally energetically I don't go to, right? I did the same thing with my eyes, right? I lifted my eyes. My eyes were closed, but imagine doing this, lifted my eyes. I lifted my eyes and I went underneath. Energetically, I cleared that space. Then I went to one side. energetically cleared. Other side, right? Did the same thing with my brain. It's like I lifted my brain. Think about if you lift a piece of furniture, let's say an ottoman or under your couch, furniture that doesn't move, where the vacuum doesn't usually get, the mop doesn't usually get, right? So anyways, that's what I was doing to my energetic self, right? So I was lifting and going in those areas that were not normally clearing and cleansing energetically. So I encourage you to do that. And when I did it, I felt more refreshed, right? I didn't feel fatigued. I just felt really uplifted, and it felt really good, right? It felt really good. It literally felt like I had just cleansed out some junk that hadn't been cleansed in a while. So do that, test that, lift in your heart, right? Visualize your heart chakra, right? And then lift it. And wherever you feel is like the behind the chakra, behind it on the side, behind it above, below, like clear that space, right? And release it, right? It feels amazing. Let me know how you feel. Because I was so excited. I was like, Mom, you know what I did today? You know, so do that. This will also help you to release stress. So for me, I noticed the difference with the fatigue. If you're stressed, set the intention that you are releasing stress from your body, and do so in those areas that normally don't get touched, right? It was really powerful. Do it and let me know how you feel. So anyways, as far as taking on the stress of others, the message I received, they literally said, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, but then they said, but tell them it is important for you to make sure that you are disconnecting any cords or attachments that you develop throughout your day with individuals, souls, or energies that you encountered, right? And literally see yourself cutting those cords, disconnecting from that energy, right? Whether it's people you served, whether it's people you encountered at work, whether it's someone you encountered in traffic or at the grocery store, just set that intention that you are choosing to disconnect, right, from any energy, release any connection, cut any cords that you encountered that day, right? Just allow yourself to release and cut those cords, okay? Every single day. It's important because what happens is if you're not doing it daily, right, it's piling up, it's adding up, kind of like that cleaning I talked about. I have systems in place, so it's always spotless. And when it's time for me to clean, there's not that much to do, right? Because if it's too much, I'm either going to hire somebody or I'm going to have my son do it. And now his schedule is so hectic that I'm not going to have him do it, right? So yeah, so do it every day, energetically, every day. Think about the pile up. You're being called not to allow it to pile up. Do it when it's a baby energy, when it's a baby connection, and it takes less of your energy and effort to do it. And call on your guides. Allow them to assist you. You know, I recommend specifically calling in your healing guides, right? So as you disconnect, right, as you clear yourself energetically after encountering these individuals, right, releasing any energy that is not mine, also stating that very clearly, then call in your healing angels to replenish your soul, replenish your spirit, replenish your energetic field, right? With what serves your highest good to receive. And if there's things specifically, like let's say you encountered someone and they did something and you became angry, right? So as you are releasing and clearing that energy of anger, what would you rather have in place of anger, right? So specifically call on them to replace those disconnects with whatever you'd rather have. Because anytime you remove something, there's now an open space. So it serves your highest good to fill it with something that serves your highest good. Don't just leave that open space empty, or, you know, that space empty, because what'll happen is you'll start to feel less whole and complete. So remember, whenever you take something out, always fill it up with what does serve your highest good. Okay, and what was that message that was coming through? Because y'all was just talking at the same time. Well, just bring it back. If it was meant to be delivered, just bring it back. Okay, so let me see what you all are saying. Hey, Naya, welcome. So I made an announcement, you guys. when we first started. It was after the breathing. So if you're joining us now, make sure you go back and make sure you at least get the announcement, right? At least get the announcement. So let's see. Deasia said, I love cleaning when I have music playing. Pat said, Daisy, maybe you should start a cleaning business. Yeah, maybe you connect with spirit and see if that's something that you are being led to do in addition to what you're doing now. And, you know, if it is something you're led to do, if you do decide to do that, you can also include spiritual cleansing of the home. You know, you don't only clean the home, but you cleanse it spiritually too. Bring some sage as well. I'm feeling like you enjoy cleaning your own space, though, not so much like other people's homes. That's what I'm receiving. Let me know if that's true, but that's what I was feeling. It says, listen to your true feelings, but that may have come up because, you know, the clearing of people's homes. Some people feel led to have someone come in and energetically clear their space. So as you're building your offerings, that may be something that you're led to include. So it says, listen to your true feelings. Don't let others talk you into doing something that you know is wrong or cancelly wrong, that you know doesn't serve your highest good, that you know doesn't resonate with your soul, because we're releasing the concept that there's right and wrong. There's no right, there's no wrong. It just is, right? It just is. That's it, right? So literally what spirit is saying is no is a complete sentence, and really just check in with your soul. And if you find yourself being a people pleaser and you find yourself saying yes automatically, y'all notice how I snap on this hand. I don't snap with this finger. I don't know how. I never have. So I snap with this one. On this hand, I can snap regular. Super random, y'all. I'm sharing more and more quirky stuff with y'all about me. I don't know why. It's not like, but anyways, if you're a people pleaser and you're someone that finds yourself saying yes, right, before you connect, or just it's an automatic yes, right? Stop doing that. Give yourself a period where you say, let me process this and I'll get back to you. However you choose to word it, I'm going to get back to you on that. Just make sure that you're letting them know you'll get back to them on that. Take that time to really process and ask yourself. And the reason why Spirit is saying process it, because sometimes you will respond because that feeling of being under pressure. Spirit is saying release yourself from that pressure and give yourself time to process, connect, not only to your soul, but to spirit. You know, if you're connecting to your soul and your soul is feeling confused and you're just like, oh, well, first of all, if it's not a clear yes, it's a no, right? But ask spirit, does it serve my highest good? Does this serve my highest good to do whatever, right? And whatever you receive, if it's a no, don't do it. If it's a yes, do it. Now, see, here's where it gets a little tricky, right? I personally, if I were to connect to my soul, right? If I were to connect to myself and I was feeling no, I would ask spirit, does it serve my highest good? And if spirit says yes, I personally am doing it regardless of how I feel. Why? Because I understand that what I'm feeling may be associated with human hangups. But if spirit says do it, I'm going to push those human hangups aside and I'm going to go get my blessings. So I'm going to do what spirit tells me to do. That takes precedence over everything, right? Now, if spirit says it's a no, but I was feeling yes, guess what? It's a no for me. I'm not doing it, right? And this has happened before. And I shared this where I had met with someone and it was like a course to take dealing with, you know, my business, right? And I was all gung-ho and ready to roll. And spirit was like, it's a no. And I was like, okay. So I let her know. Spirit said it doesn't serve my highest good. So it's a no for me, you know? And I was fine with it, you know, because spirit knows what I don't know. Spirit sees what I don't see. Spirit always has my back when I don't even realize that it's a situation where my back could use being had, right? So check in. And a lot of you are at that point where if you just set the intention, spirit guide me when someone asks me to do something, let me know if it serves my highest good, or you can ask, check in real quick and it comes to you quick and you can answer right then and there, right? So whatever the case may be, whatever level you're on, spirit is saying to be guided. Don't just agree to things, right? Don't just agree to things. And the same applies for the other aspect of it, right? Don't say no to everything, right? Check in, okay? Hey, Nicoya. Hey. So I did deliver an announcement at the beginning of Empower Hour. So if you feel led to watch the whole thing, great. But if not, at least go back to watch the announcement. It was after the breathing part. So let's see. That's an OMG, too funny. I can only snap my right finger. Yes, all my life when I learned how to snap, I've been snapping like this. Actually, this is the third finger. I didn't even realize. But this one, wait. Yeah, this is the one we do it with regularly. Yeah, well, a little bit, but yeah, just weird and random. Awesome. Nicoya just got off work. I'm already loving what I'm hearing. Awesome. Pat said, yes, checking in with spirit clears a lot of confusion. I'm glad I'm learning to do this more. Yes. And you know what? I know that was something for you to do. And energetically, I can feel that there's an increase in your ability to say no when it's no. Like I feel it energetically as you were saying that. And even just in the interactions, like in your posting and your sharing, I can feel energetically that is definitely something that you chose to overcome and you're doing it, right? Okay, so I am being led to pull one more card from each deck. And then we'll get into the mini reads after. And even if you're not getting a mini read, stay on if you have the time, because again, in between time, Spirit be guiding me to pull guiding me to pull cards for us as a collective. And also, so leave those first before I go to the next one. Okay. And also, a lot of times the messages will resonate, or there will be techniques or that one, guidance that comes through. Ooh, look at that. Guidance that comes through for that individual that you may at some point remember when you're going through something, and you can utilize it for yourself. Okay, so which would you like me to read first? Okay. So we got bravado, warrior guides, and then we have teamwork. It says, work with others to make this situation come about. So look, you guys, this is so awesome. We've been talking about how it takes a village, right? Warrior guides and teamwork, work with others to make this come about. So what Spirit is talking about right now is this shift, right? This shift. Now, number one, there's a shift that you're being called to make internally. So right now you are being guided to work with others to assist you with creating that internal shift, right? Now, if you're already working with a coach, whether it's me or someone else, what you are being called to do is to expand your interaction, right? You're being called to allow those that are there to hold space for you to hold space for you. You're being called to put your teacher hat, your healer hat, your psychic hat on. You're being called to give more to the collective of those you're working with within that coach, that soul family environment, right? Whether you're working with me or someone else, you're just being called to contribute more to the teamwork, right? And by contributing more to the teamwork, what you're actually doing is you're elevating yourself, right? Yourself. Now, number one, what you give is what you get, right? What you give is what you get. So everything you exert energetically, it fills up your bank of what you're receiving in return, right? And also when you're serving, it holds you accountable. It makes it easier for you to stay on your track of maintaining, right? It puts your healing in the forefront, right? It also creates a safe space for you to begin exercising these new upgrades that you're receiving, right? These new levels of your awakening, right? It gives you that confidence the more you do it in a safe space, right? If you're working with someone else, the same thing. It doesn't change. You're being called to do all of these things, right? Also, what Spirit is saying, as you begin doing this for yourself, what will happen is this teamwork coming together to serve the collective. So that shift that you're creating within will actually pour out into the collective, right? It'll actually be your way of helping the world to shift and to vibrate differently, because it really just takes one light worker, one light warrior at a time. Truly. at a time, right? If all of us thought little old me, what can little old me really do? If all of us thought that, then there would be no shift that occurs, right? No shift that occurs. But when we allow ourselves to understand and know with every fiber of our being that all it takes is one. One is powerful. One is as powerful as many, right? One is as powerful as many. Then we're able to really create that shift that we were here to help create, and that shift that we would love to have happen for the world, right? So Spirit is saying, show up. And if you aren't working with anyone, now is the time for you to start. Now is the time for you to start, because if you're being called to elevate, we go so far on our own, and then we reach a point where assistance serves our highest good, whether it's me or whoever. If it's me, let's do it. If it's whoever, let's do it, right? The who isn't matter, it's the what. So Spirit is saying, get to it. The who is whoever resonates with your soul, but it's time for you to get to it, right? So ask Spirit, does it serve my highest good to begin working with an earthly assistance, an earthly guide, right? And if you get a yes, do it. And if you get a no, then this aspect of the message isn't for you, right? But connect to Spirit and ask that question. And also, don't be afraid of your greatness, right? Don't be afraid of your greatness. I shared, I believe last week, how when I realized what me not enjoying public speaking on a stage, what essentially I was saying, or energetically what I was putting out there. And it was that energy of not being seen, right? Like doing this is great. You know, the retreat, serving there, the circles, right? Serving there, great. Like literally when I spoke at that conference, I had everybody grab chairs and we created a circle, and that's how we did it. And that's most comfortable for me. I don't necessarily prefer a podium and being on a stage. But what Spirit said that was connected to was that past life self, right? Those versions of me that went into hiding because to be seen resulted in death. It resulted in hanging. It resulted in being drowned. It resulted in being burned at the stake. It resulted in running and hiding, right, for my life, right? And so there was a part of me unconsciously that I wasn't aware of that was saying, I'd rather not be seen, right? So as a result of that, what was I doing? I was blocking my blessings, right? I was not allowing myself to receive all that you receive when you are seen, right? So Spirit is saying, really dig deep and really look at aspects and areas of your life where you know that it's a part of your calling, but you just really don't particularly prefer to do it. And then ask yourself, your soul, right? Your unconscious self, what is this saying? What's the deeper meaning behind this? And when you realize what it is, 99.9% of the time, it serves your highest good to release it, right? Because 99.9% of the time, it's blocking some sort of blessing, some aspect of your blessing, right? So now I'm choosing to love speaking on stage. I'm choosing to love it, okay? I love it. I'm choosing it, okay? So yeah, that's what we're being called to do. That's what we're being. And let me go ahead. If you're on IGTV, join us over on YouTube so you can get the full Empower Hour and participate in the mini reads after. Sending you love, light, and gratitude. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, y'all, that was nothing but Spirit. Let me tell you why. We were at 5:59. We're also going to look that number up because Spirit is saying, ooh, there is a message there for us. 5:59, right? 5:59, but IGTV only allows it to be an hour. So if I went past that, I believe it would have been too long to post, right? I brought my timer out, didn't set it. I noticed I hadn't set it. And so I was like, all right, Spirit, you just gonna guide me. But 5:59, look at Spirit, always showing up and showing out. Spirit's got our back, y'all. And when we believe that wholeheartedly with everything in us, Spirit always has our back. Like even when we forget, Spirit has got you. Don't even worry about it. I got you. So start practicing that allowing Spirit to wake you up. When you don't have anywhere to go And you know what? If you already in that spirit of trust and spirit with unwavering faith, listen, you can do it when you do have somewhere to go. I'm just speaking to y'all that aren't there yet. But if you like, oh, I know spirit got me. Oh, well, then do it tomorrow or do it when your next appointment is, because spirit will show up for you. Okay, let's see. The key is that unwavering faith and belief that spirit will show up for you. If there is any doubt, right? Any doubt, I can't guarantee your results, right? But if there's unwavering faith and belief, every time, guaranteed. It's dependent on you. So let's see what 559 says for us as this loads. I'll start reading what I can see until it stops loading. It says angel number 559. Number 559, it says page unresponsive. Okay, so let's exit the page and then let's reload it. Spirit, make it happen, Captain. Por favor. Gracias. Okay, so it says number 559 is a blend of the attributes of number 5 appearing twice, amplifying its energies and the vibrations of number 9. Number 5 relates to personal freedom and individuality, major life changes, making important choices and decisions, adventure and curiosity, promotion and advancements, adaptability and versatility, life lessons learned through experience, and resourcefulness. Number 9 relates to light workers and light working, problem solving, strength of character, leading by positive example, philanthropy and humanitarianism, generosity and benevolence. Number 9 also resonates with the universal spiritual laws. Angel number 959 is a message from your angels that changes taking place in your life will align with your true life purpose and soul mission. And the angels encourage you to live and fulfill your light working destiny. Do not fear these changes, but rather look upon them as horizons. It's time to shift your focus from the material to the spiritual realms. Sweeping positive changes are ahead of you. Are encouraged to let go of the old with love and gratitude and make room for the new to enter your life. Be assured that these life changes will have long-term positive effects in many ways in your life. Angel number 559 suggests that the changes made to your career or profession will bring you greater professional fulfillment, connected to that inner child, y'all, on many levels. Angel number 559 is a prompt to put your focus towards beginning or expanding your personal spirituality as your light working skills and talent are greatly necessary. We're going to absolutely need it by the world. They're necessary by the world. You are encouraged to shine your light brightly to illuminate the way for others. And this breaks down to angel number 1. So this wraps up. This is aligned with the message we were receiving, right? The message we were receiving about connecting, about putting ourselves out there, realizing what is holding us back, right? Blocking our blessings, blocking our bliss, blocking our peace, right? And blocking those things that we have put that energy into, those seeds that we have planted. And that was where the start of that message was, right? Where spirit was saying, don't fear your greatness, right? So many of us are still fearing aspects of our greatness because that cellular memory of what we experienced in past lives, or even the memory of what we've experienced this lifetime, right? When we stood too upright, our shoulders were back too far, our head was up too high, right? When we were, walking around sure and confident and embracing our inner divinity, right? That wasn't always past lives, right? That was the root of it, the start of it. But most of us have experienced it in this lifetime. So what did most of us start to do? Oh, you don't like me because I'm walking around like Maya Angelou spoke about in her, Phenomenal Woman. So we started to shrink, right? We started to shrug our shoulders this way. We started to hold our head down. We started to shrink, right? And we started to dim. And the more that we shrank and dim, the more we forgot our greatness, the more we forgot this version of us, right? And so spirit is calling us back to this version of us, right? People are always going to project on others what they feel internally. So just as we as we grow deeper into self-love and we grow more connected to our divinity, right? And we can see the world as our mirror. So those that we encounter, when I say I love you, I do. I don't have to know you to love you. I know that you are the divine having a human experience, and I love the divine. I know that you are a reflection of me, and I love me, right? So I love you. I love you, right? I'm giving you what I give to me. I'm giving you what I carry on the inside. And just as that's true for those of us that are vibrating higher, it's also true for those that are vibrating lower. What they feel on the inside is what they project, right? So instead of being angry or triggered, right? Show compassion for them. And then go in, because you may feel the trigger popping up, but then go into compassion, right? Because if there's an area of healing that they're being used to show you, you might feel it, but you can still choose a different direction, right? And then as that compassion grows, go into gratitude, right? I am grateful. I am grateful when I have encounters with others, because anytime there's an encounter that feels like it's vibrating low, I'm like, okay, without taking me out of my peace, what are you showing me? What are you showing me, right? What are you showing me? And sometimes it's not even about a healing opportunity, right? A lot of times it is, but sometimes it's just time for you to take a breather and connect to spirit and ask, what is this showing me? Right? I share with you all how I had an experience where I read someone's post, and the post was definitely directed towards me. And you know what it made me do? It made me sit there and it made me connect. And as a result of that, there was something that just wasn't resonating with me anyway. Like when I started this work, right? The way I described what I did, I had started to feel that just doesn't resonate, right? It just doesn't resonate. So it had me get in touch with what does. And what Spirit said is, what you're called to do is you're called to assist those you serve with creating abundance in their life. Now, I hadn't put two and two together, right? Spirit has said this retreat this year is all about manifesting abundance, clearing the blocks that keep you from manifesting abundance. Spirit was ahead of me. Spirit was already ahead of me, right? And I'm like, okay, this is what this retreat is about. Not putting two and two together, right? And so in that moment, it's like, and then once you connect, of course, the only way to create abundance is to heal. So you're going to still get this healing, right? But that's how I was led to present. Now, had I not seen that post, I wouldn't have had that conversation with Spirit. I don't know if you've noticed how things are shifting a bit, but that's why. And it was all because of that. So I'm grateful, right? So there is a blessing. There is a blessing in everything. Remember, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Right? But it's up to us to decide if we're going to get angry, bent out of shape, put our panties or our drawers in a bunch, or if we're going to take what this mirror is showing us, right? So yeah, let's see what you all are saying. Hey, Cheryl, you weren't here last week. How are you? Hey, Alatha, how are you? Hey, Kimia, how are you? So you guys that just joined us in the beginning after the breathing, I made an announcement about Wednesday Live and Power Hour. So make sure you go back and at least watch that, even if you aren't led to watch the entire Empower Hour. But let's see what you all are saying, and then we'll get into the mini readings. Oh my goodness, so many of you have joined us as we're wrapping up the general message part. So, I'm going to pull one more card, then we can get into mini readings. But first, let me see what you all are saying. Hey, Maria, how are you? I was missing a lot. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Deasia said I enjoy cleaning my own space, though. That's what I was receiving, that I wasn't feeling that you were the person you enjoy cleaning, but I wasn't receiving you would go into a business doing it. I was receiving that it was your space, but still, that's good. I do it. It's not, it's not like it's like, yay, it's time to clean, but I put on some music and I just go for it, like I said, maintain it. So it's not a whole lot, just how I like it. Let's see. Deja said, but spiritually, I'll clean others' homes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, how did I miss that? It's like it'll show me other things, but then it skips. Pat said, yes, checking in with spirit clears a lot of confusion. Glad I'm learning to do this more. Yes. And you know what? Here's the thing. We aren't actually learning. We're just remembering, right? We're remembering. So my mom and I, we've had talks where I told my mom she gave birth to her breadcrumb, right? You remember Hansel and Gretel, where they dropped the breadcrumb so they find their way back home? So I'm my mom's breadcrumb. I'm helping my mother to remember who she is as a divine being, right? I'm just a reminder, her breadcrumb, for her to find her way back home to her soul, to her true, authentic, divine self, right? And so throughout our journey, we choose different breadcrumbs. I'm not teaching you guys anything. I'm just helping you remember it is already within you. Any and everything that you could learn, discover, be exposed to, it's just you remembering, right? It's just remembering, that's all. So yeah, it's already within. And when we acknowledge that truth, right, it makes it easier for us to remember. Because to learn something, right, that feels heavier than to remember something, right? To learn how to do something, to learn a way to be versus I'm remembering how to do this. I'm remembering how to be, right? How to just be. It just feels lighter. And it's all about the feeling, right? That helps us to move into that frequency. It's just the feeling. Does it feel good? Right? And even if it doesn't feel bad, choose what feels better, right? So yeah. Let's see. Pat said it's about service. When we serve, it helps us elevate. Oh my goodness, most definitely. Most definitely. Nicoya said, I feel overwhelmed hearing this. Is it a good overwhelm or is it an overwhelm where it's like, it's still good, but it's triggering some healing? Which overwhelm is it? Nicoya said, I understand I can do it, baby steps, etc., but I still feel the way I feel. And yeah, you know what's happening. It's just layers are being peeled back. You know, spirit is just speaking to you and it's just aggravating that part of you that's comfort in the discomfort. You know what I mean? Because you know what to expect right where you are. So as you're choosing to elevate, what's happening is that part of you. In the beginning, we talked about integrating with our inner child, right? So that part of you, you know, really connecting to your inner child so that you can let your inner child know that we are ready for this. You are safe. You are protected. I got you. Don't worry. You know what I mean? Really having conversations with your inner child. And if any of you, as you're elevating, you start to feel that, you know, what Nicoya is describing, then just go within and connect to your inner child. And also call on your healing guides, your healing angels, your healing ancestors to help you, assist you with releasing, right, those aspects of you that are keeping you in that frequency, right? And when you call of them, I don't know if you noticed how when the computer was loading and we weren't able to get to the numbers, how I said, you know, please and thank you. I said it in Spanish, but please and thank you. So whenever I call on spirit for assistance, that's what I say, please and thank you. So I'm choosing to ask for the assistance, and then I'm showing gratitude as if the assistance has already been given, right? So those are two keys when you're calling on your divine spirit team for assistance. Please and thank you, right? And you're doing the work. That's the thing. Although you're having these feelings, you're still doing the work. You're still in action, which is a beautiful thing because a lot of times we can have those feelings and we can pause. We can have those feelings and we can stop. We can have those feelings and we can give up. And you're not doing that. So be in touch with those feelings like you are. Acknowledge them, right? Receive what they're showing you because our feelings too will show up, right? As a guide, right? So just acknowledge it. What are you showing me? Feeling? Good old pal feeling? What are you showing me? Right? And if you identify what the feeling is, call it by name. Overwhelm? What are you here to teach me? You know I'm so grateful for you because I know you got a message for me, right? Fear. Oh, fear. I appreciate you. What are you showing me? Right? Take the power away. I am so grateful for you because I know you have a message for me, right? And then whatever other feelings that we normally identify as negative, low vibrating, right? Show gratitude for those feelings and ask, what are you here to show me? What are you here to help me remember? I'm here for it. I'm all ears. My heart is open to receive. Go ahead, speak to me, right? So let's see. Nicoya said, I'm going to have to watch again and process. Yes, yes, yes. And you don't have to. You're choosing to. You're choosing to. You said, I have to get used to this level I'm at. I haven't been doing what I know will serve me. I've been too comfortable. And you know what? Cancel, delete that have to. Now, the reason why I'm suggesting the canceling and deleting of the have to, for those of you that aren't familiar with the lack language versus abundance language, is because just say it out loud. Everybody, just say out loud, what's something that is on your list of things to do? It might have been whomever that card was speaking to, right? About the completing what you started. Say out loud, I have to, and then whatever it is, right? And then say out loud, I'm choosing to, or I choose to, or I am choosing to, right? And then feel the difference, right? Feel the difference. How do you feel when you say I have to versus I choose to, right? Because remember, everything is frequency, right? Everything is frequency, and everything, right? Everything that we do, we speak, we believe, we feel, right? It carries a frequency, which affects how we create and how we show up in life, right? So it's all about the feel good, right? The higher the feeling, the better the feeling, the higher the frequency, the higher your frequency. The higher your frequency, the more power you have. The more power you have, the more healing you have. The more healing you have, the more you're able to create. The more you're able to create, the more you're able to enjoy, right? So shift that, cancel, delete it when you say it, and then use those high frequency words, right? Let's see. Pat said, I got a wake up call from Spirit today about not sharing and serving. Yes, it is time. It is time. It is time. There are so many things. And here's the thing. You could go live and you could deliver a message to the collective. You can allow Spirit to guide you, like go through the list of folks in the soul family, allow Spirit to guide you on whom or who, it may be more than one to pick to give a message to, but you can also simply share what you're experiencing, whether it is high vibe, low vibe, or somewhere in between, right? Because it's just through your energy, through your voice, through your sharing, right? There is so much that the collective is gaining, right? You can simply sit there and just say, you know what? I'm being led to just send love and light energy to you, family, right? And you can just send that energy, right? But Spirit is saying it's time to show up. It's time to share. It's time to share. It's time to allow the world to feel you, right? It's time for your contribution to be made in a deeper way, right? And that soul family, it's the safe haven. It's the practice, right? And then don't just stop there. Go outside the soul family and start doing it, right? It's moving you into your calling, and it's doing so that when you go out into the collective, you are so confident, so sure. And even though you're already ready, right? You'll feel ready. You'll know you're ready. You'll believe you're ready, right? And you'll show up as ready. So yeah, it's so important. And again, it also serves you. So yeah. Nicoya said, but I know it's time now. I feel it, especially after this message. It is. And that's why Spirit was reminding you, no matter what you're feeling, you're still doing the work, right? You are still doing the work. And that is something for you to celebrate. That is something for you to celebrate as you are acknowledging these things that you're feeling and as you're speaking it. So when I'm speaking, like oftentimes if I have a conversation with my mom and I'm speaking it, that speaking is releasing it, right? So as you're speaking it, identify it as that. You are releasing it as you speak it, right? You're pulling it out of your system and you're releasing it, right? You're turning it over to Spirit. I'm releasing this. I'm just letting it go, right? So you're simply releasing. You're releasing because your spirit is like, oh, we ready. We ready. And your soul is like, oh, yeah, we doing the work. And then you're just in flow. You're allowing it, right? You're allowing it. You're not blocking it. So celebrate that, because not all of us have that capacity to feel the overwhelm, right? And to not allow it to stagnate us, right? So celebrate that. And look, Pat got some celebration. What are those things? Are those things horns, or those things like you blow at birthday parties? I don't know what they are, but I know they represent celebration. So let's see. Nicoya said this, "I'd rather not be seen" message is ringing bells for me. Wow, resonates so deeply. Yes. And Spirit is saying, hello, Nahkila, Nicoya, and whoever else up on here that's like not aware of it, or if you are aware of it, it's like you were definitely placed here to be seen. So go on and heal whatever that is, right? And the way you heal it is to move in spite of. You heal it while you're in action. You heal it while you're in action. You don't not do it until it's healed. No, part of being in action, if it's something that makes me feel uneasy or uncomfortable, you know what I'm doing? I'm putting my running shoes on. I'm putting my big girl panties on, right? I'm strapping up them Timbs and I'm running towards it. I'm not running away from it. I'm running towards it, right? I'm running towards it. Why? Because that is the only way to fully get over it, right? Now, I shared with y'all, my mom and I talk a lot, you guys, and we were talking, and I share with you guys, we were talking about the retreat, right? And how zip lining is one of the activities. And y'all know that ain't nothing but spirit, because I'm not one that's just gonna pick zip line. And my mom was like, you didn't used to be scared of heights. I'm like, I know, it's weird. After I healed, I became afraid of heights. When we were at our room, she said, I kept looking down and I was like, woo, this is high, right? Woo, you know? And then I got to the point where I looked down and I was like, woo, okay. You know, I keep doing it till I don't feel nothing in my energy field, right? But I told her, I said, you know, spirit is having me do this so that I am able to release this. And I recognize what it is, right? Number one, the only fears we're born with, I've said this before, is the fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. But for me, with this fear of heights, what it's contributed to is the deeper my faith became in spirit, right? The less faith I had in man. And so the things that are man-made, there's a part of me unconsciously that just doesn't trust it, that feels like it could break at any moment, right? But what spirit has been telling me is you're being called to have your faith in me be greater than your lack of faith in man, right? And so I'm just going to keep running towards it until it's completely gone, until I actually enjoy being high up. Right? Because remember, it's not enough to just get over it. We're being called to enjoy every aspect of life, right? So that's what I'm choosing. I'm choosing to push through in spite of. I'm choosing to do it anyway. Now, I'm going to be the first one. I'm going first. I'm not going to be second. I'm not going to be third. I'm not going to be last. I'm going to be the first one on that zip line. I'm getting it over with. But I'm doing it, right? I'm doing it. So that's what we're being called to do. Pat said 99% of the time it's fear. Exactly. It is. It is. Pat said, come through, spirit, with divine timing. Maria said, good afternoon. I missed the first half. If you feel led to watch it, check it out. Let's see. Nicoya said, amen. Alatha said, hey, y'all. Hey, Alatha. Alatha says, sending a payment to you for Camilla. Do you have Zelle? I had someone attempt fraud on my account, so I canceled my card, but I can send it directly via Zelle. I believe I do. I'm pretty sure that's what I have. My uncle sent me something one time. I believe it's using Zelle. What do you require to be able to use Zelle? Let me know, and then I can tell you what it is. Alatha said, Pat, how you doing? How you doing? She used her Wendy Williams voice. Nicoya said 9 is my life number, and what I'm getting is 5 + 5 is 10. So 9, 10 is progression. I'm extremely close, a next level spiritually for myself. This Empower Hour resonates with all the messages from Spirit today, and so it is. I am so grateful. And did you know that 9 was my life path number as well? Not only is our birthday a day apart, but we got the same life path number. So, yep, that not choosing to be seen. Oh yeah, Spirit is saying, get your booty out there and be seen. But it affects everything, right? So as you're serving, right, when you're offering your amazing readings, when you're offering your amazing crystals, if you have this fear of being seen, there's a part of you that vibrationally is choosing to not be seen, which means your business is not going to elevate to its full potential until you can get over that, right? Until you release that and you move into that frequency of not only am I choosing to be seen, but I love to be seen, right? So yeah, it does. It affects it. It affects it. So I'm grateful that Spirit is bringing this to you again so that you can release it. Ooh, the messages just shot up. Nicoya said, and help me move forward today. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful too that Spirit is using me as a vessel to confirm for you. Camilla said, thank you, Mom. Cheryl said, hey, Nahkila and everyone. Hey, Cheryl. Let's see. Pat. Okay, so Pat was talking to Alatha. Let's see. I am actually doing good. I have been experiencing some really extreme fatigue, and I am choosing to continue to allow Spirit to guide me on how to release this, right? I know it's a part of an upgrade, but there's also more to it. So I'm good. Like, I've been receiving a lot of insight, and yeah, I'm good. I'm good. My mom said, yes, you are my breadcrumb. Alatha said, remember to like this page, everyone. Thank you so much, Alatha. Deasia said, whoa. Oh, and you guys go subscribe to Daisy Divinity. That's Deasia. If you haven't subscribed, I believe she's on a little bit of a pause right now. But as far as a reader goes, she's great. And then Nicoya, share your Instagram name here so that they can go and follow you. And Pat, I know you have a business page as well on Instagram, so share that. And if anyone else has anything dealing with your business and your service, please share it in the chat so that you guys can all support one another. Let's see. Deasia said, I felt it in my heart. Maria said, I have to feel more rigid and stressed. Huh? I have to feel more rigid and stressed. Clarify that for me, sis, because I'm lost. I'm lost. Light consciousness. Hey, Charmaine. Charmaine said, hi, Nahkila. Can I get a read? Of course. I know Daisy is first, and if your payment comes in after, you'll be second. Oh, light consciousness. Go subscribe. That's Charmaine, y'all. Go on and subscribe. See, she done got it official, done changed the name. Get on it. Charmaine said, after I healed, I didn't like eggs, LOL. And see, that was because eggs, for whatever reason, were bringing your frequency down, right? It was bringing your frequency. It's like me, you guys, when I tell you that I have been saying, I believe one day I'm going to give it meat. Right? But it just hit me. When I took level 2 Reiki for the second time, right? Because the first time I took it in my school, and it wasn't as spiritual, right? It was good. You were learning Reiki, right? But the second time it was more spiritual, right? So that weekend we didn't have meat. We ate the stuff from our teacher's garden. Like, she brings salads and stuff, and it was bomb. And then that's when it just left me. But here's the thing. From the moment I began my healing journey, I would always say to Spirit, thank you for showing up and assisting with me with being the best version of me, right? The best version of me. So in order for me to be the best version of me, it's important for my frequency to be high, right? So the struggle was removed. If you're not thanking Spirit for assisting you with being the best version of you, I recommend you start, because there's so many things you'll be guided to release. But when you claim that, thank you. I am so grateful. Thank you for assisting me with being the best version of me. Then those things that don't serve your highest good or that show up as blocks will just fall away. I am so grateful that I did not struggle to give it up. It was just no longer a desire. It was so easy, right? It was so easy. It was just time. It was time. So, and anything you do, claim it in gratitude that it happens with ease and grace, right? We don't have to work hard or struggle through things. We don't have to. We can choose to release and heal with ease and grace, right? We can choose it. We have control, the power to choose every aspect of this experience, right? And then spirit will show up. Yeah, spirit will show up. What I was receiving is, so do some self-inventory and think about the things that you're being called to do now, right? Just now, in this moment, right? In this period of life, right? And then go down the line and evaluate your belief system on releasing them or healing them. And if you have a belief system that it's a struggle, or you have to work hard, or it takes this extended period of time, right? Then choose to release that belief and then connect with your healing guides, your healing angels, your healing ancestors, right? And just call on them to step in and remove that so that it can be in flow. It flows with ease and grace, right? With ease and grace. Everything. You're able to shift everything. You know, the world is your oyster. The world is yours. He's got the whole world in his hands, right? Who is him? Him is you. You are him, right? Your world is in your hands. What are you choosing for your world, right? Don't just accept what you've been taught or given. Choose what you'd rather have. And then believe that it's already yours. And then have unwavering faith and trust and take action. You know, something else came up today. I was talking to one of my amazing sisters in light, you know, and with my one-on-one soul clients, they have 24-hour access to me via Boxer, right? So anyways, we were talking there, and the unwavering faith and the trust came through as two different things. So I literally asked Spirit, well, what's the difference, right? The unwavering faith is what you have, your belief that Spirit will show up for you, that Spirit will guide you, that Spirit will provide for you. The trust comes in when you're guided and you're being called to take action. Because to me, I always felt unwavering faith and trust would be the same thing, right? So when I got that message, it's like, that makes sense. So if you're thinking it's the same thing, right? Ask Spirit if it's the same thing. Ask Spirit what's the difference, right? Because that may be my message. It could be yours too, but ask Spirit and see what you receive, and then let me know, okay? Even if you come back after the live and you let me know, but put in the comments, let me know. Let me know, okay? So let's see what y'all are saying. Oh, okay. Maria said, you were talking about I have to as opposed to I choose to. Okay. You know what? When you guys go live and when I'm reading, when I'm watching your lives back, one of the things that I've been choosing to work on is being clear when I'm responding, because I realize unless you're watching your live yourself and know what I'm talking about. A lot of you don't know what I'm agreeing to. You know what I mean? So I'm made aware, and now I'm choosing to, yeah. So let's see. Cheryl said, I've been feeling a little fatigued too. I must catch up on some rest. Yes. And ask Spirit, what is your fatigue rooted in? Now, I will say this, you guys, energetically, there's a lot of positive shifts happening, right? There's a lot of upgrades that we're experiencing. So the fatigue is definitely a result of these upgrades. It's definitely spiritual, right? But also the fatigue is showing us areas of our lives that we're being called to shift. It's just showing up as a guide. It's just showing up as a teacher, right? As a breadcrumb. So just connect with Spirit and ask, what is this showing me? And you can even ask Spirit, what are some ways for me to feel more energized? And then just go with what you receive. Yeah, a lot that said just your name and email or a number. So my name is Nahkila Isha Lee. That's me. So you can just use Nahkila Lee. Lee. My email it's the Coach Nahkila. So CoachNahkila@gmail.com. That's the email that I have with my account. And thank you. So let's see. Maria said, I have to feels rigid and stressed. Oh, I get it. Right. I have to. It does. It puts a pressure on us. And it's like pressure. I mean, I know diamonds are formed under pressure, but we already diamonds. We stars. Shoot, forget a diamond. We stars. We don't have to have pressure, right? We don't got to have pressure. But again, it's all about frequency, right? All about frequency. So let's get one more card and then we'll get into the readings. I know I've said that 50 million times, but for real, we're gonna go there. And I'm gonna plug up this 635 for real. You'd like me to give that message? Denial, divine helpers. Okay, so what's the message here? First thing I heard was get out of denial. Get out of denial, right? Get out of denial. And you see that, how that person has one eye covered, one eye open, right? One eye covered, one eye open. And then as we were talking about being seen, and look at that, having the whole world in his hands, right? And look at that, the spotlight, and look at that hand is spirit, holding you, protecting you, covering you, shielding you, guiding you, right? And look at the light above those two people, right? So that's where we're destined to be, right? That's where we're destined to be. That's where we're called to be. That's where we agreed to be, right? But then you see this person here, it's like they know what they're called to do, right? But they're still not sure. They're still kind of peeking in as opposed to just going in and going hard in the paint, right? They're still like, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Now the mask has been removed, right? So that's a step, right? And it's a great step. Now Spirit done took that mask from you, transmuting it into confidence, right? Into self-love, right? And Spirit's like, what else you got to give us, right? I'm here. What else you got for us? Go ahead, turn it over, take that hand off that other eye, give us that hand so we can go ahead and love on that hand and put some healing in that hand and then go on and share that healing with the world, right? Also notice how the person is bald, not wearing any clothes, right? Spirit is saying it's time for you to get naked. For some, it's figuratively. For some, it's literal and figuratively, right? Get naked, peel back all the layers, right? Stand in that mirror, totally naked, just facing yourself, right? And ask yourself, your higher message do you have for me today? What self-love message do you have for me today? What message do you have for me that is going to elevate me on my spiritual journey? What am I not seeing that serves my highest good to see? Speak to me, right? It's about us remembering that when you ask, you shall receive. The issue is we're not asking, right? Even oftentimes when readings, I've had, readings, and I've seen witness readings, and they'll just get a message and they don't really have clarity on what it means. And therefore, I could get the clarity, but not everyone can. And so Spirit is calling us to ask questions, right? Ask questions. When you're connecting, ask questions. When you're reading, ask questions. Go deeper. Remember, it's your mission, it's your duty, right? To provide the full spectrum, right? Even when it's for another psychic, right? So Spirit is saying, asking more questions, getting in the habit of asking more questions, not just in your service, but in your day-to-day life, right? So when you receive, if there's not full clarity, ask, right? But go ahead, get naked, stand in that mirror and ask your body, what do you have for me? What are you showing me? Ask your higher self, ask your body too. What are you showing me? What are you guiding me to heal? What serves my highest good to receive, right? I'm being told right now we're being called to get in touch with ourselves, get in touch with every aspect of ourselves, right? Get in touch with every aspect of ourselves, because the more we strive to be closer to Spirit, to be closer to the divine, right? It requires, like everything else, right? What are we taught, right? We're remembering. What is it, right? You are to show up as you're choosing to be. Remember, we be it till we see it. So if you are choosing to develop a closer relationship with the divine, it requires you to build a closer relationship with self. By doing so, you're activating your inner divinity on a deeper level. So just like you go to Spirit, right? You go, and it ain't just up here. Spirit be here, Spirit be here. I be hearing Spirit all over, right? They be all over. Okay, you go to Spirit, right? You go to yourself in the same way, right? That'll help to connect. So if you are someone that is dealing with not fully loving yourself, not fully loving what you see, and if you having a few little self-esteem hiccups, right? Just go to those areas of yourself and start speaking, start asking, and see what you receive. Those things that you're feeling, or those areas where you feel you're lacking, that is not true. You're not lacking. They just got a message for you. Those parts of you just has a message for you. And because you've been ignoring the message, it's showing up in these human hangups. But the minute you start speaking, right? When you connect energetically where you're feeling fear in your body, where you're feeling doubt or stress, and you start connecting with it and asking, what are you showing me? What are you here to remind me of? What are you here to teach me? What are you here to uncover? Right? Oh, you're going to notice a huge difference. So start practicing that. And let me know what happens. Let me know what you receive. Those of you that aren't in the Activating You mentorship, just come back to a video and just let me know. Whether it's this video or any video, right? Just let me know. Let me know what you notice as you start doing that, okay? My nose is itching. Anybody have anything for what itchy noses mean? Oh, you're so welcome, Cheryl. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Charmaine. So we are going to get into the mini reads. I'm about to let y'all know who's first. Well, Deaja's first. I'm about to let you guys know who's second. All right, all right, all right. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so Charmaine, you are second. Wait, yeah, okay. And Deaja, are you doing a general or? Oh, welcome back, Pat. Are you doing a general or do you have a question? Spirit, what message do you have for Deaja? What message do you have that is going to assist Deaja on her journey, assist her with remembering her divinity, assist her with tapping deeper into her power, deeper into her calling, deeper into her self-love? What message do you have for Deaja, Spirit? Let me know if you have a question or if it's a general. I feel it's a general, but just confirm, por favor. Some third eye cleansing would be great, Deaja. You might just decide to do what I'm doing right now. Just grab that sage and just put it right here. Feels so good. It feels so good. Kimia said, wow, this is for me. They have a message. Also, Deaja, I'm being told to tell you to de-stress, right? And also, yet again, I'm receiving the message that you're doing good. You're doing good. The last thing that came through, what they're telling me is that you're being proactive, right? It's almost like you will, and I'm still waiting. I feel like it's general, but let me know. But what they're saying is it's like you will be made aware and you process it and you have your moment. Okay, awesome. No worries, no worries. Cancel delete. I'm sorry. You know you ain't sorry. You magnificent. You amazing. You divine. You're beautiful. You're important. You're valuable. You're capable. But you are all things divine. But sorry is not one of the descriptions of who you are. So go on and cancel delete that, sis. So yes. They're commending you for being proactive. It's like you're processing, right? You'll process, you'll have your moment of feeling it, which is so important, right? Because when we reach a certain level of being a light worker, some of us feel like to actually feel these human emotions, I'm above that. So they just bury them, right? And it causes other issues, right? But that ain't us, right? And so what Spirit is saying is you allow yourself to feel. And then you process. and you're processing as you're feeling. And then you move into the healing work, like actually doing the work. And in fact, that process is a part of your healing work. So they're just saying that you're doing a good job, and they would like you to celebrate you more still, right? Still celebrate you more. And what they're saying is one of the ways that you're going to be drawn to doing this is by connecting with your inner child, because they're saying it's starting off as like you celebrating your inner child, right? First, and the more you do that, it'll flow over into you celebrating you, which is why that merge is so important, where we merge our inner child to who we are today, because then we're just celebrating us, right? Also, what Spirit is saying is it's time for you to really get back on your channel, even if you're sharing the things that you're going through, the things that you're feeling, releasing that idea or that concept that you must be perfect to serve, because you already are perfect. And when you're experiencing things, talking about it is part of the healing that you provide for others. So what they're calling for you to do is to get comfortable in being transparent to those that you're called to serve. Y'all know I'll be sharing with y'all the stuff I'll be going through, because we're just divine human beings, right? That's all we are. We're just divine human beings, right? And so we're just called to just be. We just so happen to be breadcrumbs, but that doesn't mean that we're called to be anything other than human or self, right? So Spirit is saying get comfortable with your transparency, being transparent. What else? Okay. So what I'm being told to tell you to do, they said, tell Deasia to stop going with the flow of what she's been dealt and to create. And the reason I was looking over there, because earlier I said we're stars. Listen, above my trash can, there is a piece of gold glitter. Now I haven't wore gold glitter. I don't know where it came from, but it literally looks like a star. And it's shining bright and it's beautiful. And it's kind of got me a little mesmerized. And they're saying that's a representation of you. Now I could turn the camera, but you ain't gonna see it. Spirit is saying that's a representation of you. You are that star and you're being called to shine. And what's happening right now is, what I'm hearing is you are dimming your light and you are keeping your light from the collective, and you are doing the collective an injustice, because there's a part of you that doesn't feel ready. There's a part of you that feels like you are regrouping, right? But Spirit said your regroup is the continuing to serve. Now, it's one thing to take spiritual maintenance breaks, right? But to stop serving because you're healing, Spirit saying don't do that. Why? Because you're always going to be healing. I'm still healing, right? Gurus that are the greatest of the great are still healing, right? You don't stop healing until this body dies. And then you do it again and you're healing, you're healing again. It's indefinite, right? So Spirit is saying if you break away from your service when you're in the midst of healing, you're going to always be breaking away, which is going to equal you just not serving. Now that glitter is not shining as bright, I can still see it, but now it's not shining as bright. Like literally before it was shining like a star. It looked like a star. And now it's just kind of dull. It's dull. Now it just looks like a spot. Okay, so what's the message there? How does that relate to Deasia's message? Oh, okay. So now I can literally barely see it and the lights are the same. But anyways, what Spirit is saying is when you're serving, you're shining bright like the star that you are. And when you're not serving, it's dimming everything about you, right? It's not only dimming what you're contributing to the collective, but it's also dimming you internally. You feel your best when you're serving. So Spirit is saying it's remembering to remain in your confidence, even when you're healing and releasing, right? The deeper you go into that, knowing that you are a divine being and that no matter what, you are already perfect. No matter what you're going through as a human being, you are still perfect. You were divinely chosen, right? And there's a whole part of the collective that is waiting for you because you are their breadcrumb. There's no other bread that's going to help them make their way back, right? Just you. So you have work to do. And then I'm just hearing, I thought I told you that we won't stop. Don't stop. Like I'm hearing Diddy singing, "Don't Stop." Now I'm hearing Luke, "Don't stop, get it, get it." The message here is don't stop, keep going. What else do you have for Deasia? They said the fear of being seen is real for you. It is a huge part of your internal makeup. I'm even hearing your DNA has adjusted to that fear. You had a very traumatic experience in a past life where you hold on to that fear from that experience deeper than any other experience. So now it's time for you to release that. And what they're telling me is that you actually know what experience that is. When I speak of it, you know, right? You know what that experience is. And they're saying that experience in and of itself is part of what puts you in that category of choosing not to be seen, which is why you go in and out, you duck and hide, you surface, and you have this ping pong back and forth. They're saying release that and to do healing around that particular experience. Okay, so what they just said is that is actually the root cause of your fear, although that was not the first time you experienced fear. So typically when we heal at the root, we go to the very first time we experienced, right, that feeling or that emotion or that trauma. And so with you, Spirit is saying that is your root, although it's not your first time experiencing fear. So it's time to heal it. You can bring it to group session, but in the meantime, start healing it now by calling on your healing angels, guides, and ancestors of light and love, highest light and love, and just choose to heal it. I'm calling on you. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for your assistance with healing and then stating what it is. Thank you so much. Thank you. And so it is, right? Which deck? The unicorn? Okay. What message do you have for Deasia, Spirit? Oh, okay. Which one am I taking? Am I taking any of these? Or am I shuffling some more? Okay, they say keep shuffling. Show you the bottom of the deck, though. You got love. You got love. It says the answers that you're seeking is love, right? Loving you more, trusting in the love that others have for you, your soul family, your friends, right? Those that are your real, genuine friends. Stop doubting the love of others, right? If there's any doubt, you just ask Spirit, right? And then ask Spirit, what are you called to do with that connection, right? Self-love, self-love. It's so key. It's so key. Keep building on that. They're saying keep because you've been building on it. Ooh, okay. It says believe in yourself. See yourself doing well and you will. That one came on out. So increase your belief in self. Look at those unicorns playing around. Stop seeing yourself as that baby unicorn and see yourself as that big unicorn. Because you got it twisted. You got it backwards. You see yourself as that little baby down there. And babies are good. We love babies, right? Whether we choose to have them or not. We love babies, but you're not a baby, right? You are a wise, divine soul. So go on and step into your role, step into your power. This one fell out too. They said, relax, everything's okay. Don't worry, it's all going to be fine. So they're also telling you to release the worry, release the stress, stop overthinking it. They say that's still something that you tend to do, but you're getting better at it. But they're saying this is one of the things for you when they were talking about the releasing it, it being released with ease and grace, right? Where you don't have to work toward it or have it take a long time. They said that falls under this for you. And when you find yourself stressing or worrying, be more mindful of what you're feeling throughout your day. Just connect to it. Breathe. Remember, oh wait, I don't believe you were on, but I shared an exercise about how I lifted my tongue, right? Lifted other aspects of myself, my brain literally went in areas energetically where we don't usually touch or acknowledge, and cleared and released whatever energy was stuck there. So if you didn't watch from the beginning, go and at least find that. I'm being told to tell you watch from the beginning, but do that. Start practicing that exercise. That'll help you to release that, right? That overthinking, that worrying about things, that stress. And you appear so calm, but on the inside, there's a lot of jitter happening, energetically jitter. How sometimes it just feels like things are moving like this. Sometimes that happens, my body, it'll feel like it's just jittering on the inside. It's like, what is this? So I'm being told there's a lot of that going on, even though when you speak, it's very calm. Energetically, you feel calm. usually when I'm encountering you, but what they're saying is underneath that, there's that jitter, which is why you're being called to do that exercise, because the jitter is stored in places that you don't normally get to or even acknowledge. Past stuff, it's easy peasy. Healing guides, removing it for you. Y'all going to work together. Anything else? Okay, they said look at the bottom. It says curiosity. It says start a project related to something you're curious about. So as I'm seeing this curiosity, what they're telling me to tell you is this is a reminder for you, okay? And we also going to do this too. This is a reminder for you to literally look at every aspect of yourself with curiosity and no judgment. And this card says creative. Draw, paint, think, and act in creative ways, which also talks about that whole inner child thing. And then look behind this little fairy, right? Let me move that duck. Oh, but actually there's no mistakes, right? No mistakes or coincidences. So you saw that duck, right? I just shared a message how Spirit said it comes with the territory. When people put comments that are low vibrating, right? Or attacks or things like that, it comes with the territory. So what I chose to do in that instant, right, was to be a duck. Because if it comes with the territory, and if I can't handle the little bit of growth that I've experienced, and I'm not saying little to minimize it, because I'm grateful, right? I'm grateful for it all, right? But if I can't handle that, then how much more am I going to elevate? So I chose right then to release it. And then after that, the next one, the one after that, I didn't feel it. At first, I felt it all in my system, and I was a little irritated because I just had a session with Gillian, and now you done dirtied up my energetic field. And so, this is quick thought, right? So I'm releasing it, moving it. And when Spirit said it, I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't look at it that way. So now we're releasing it, right? So that's coming through for you. Become a duck. Become a duck. Don't internalize, don't process, don't allow it in your energetic field. Become a duck. But look at this. See that? That represents the ancestors. You see that? Look, sitting there thinking, I'm just by my lonesome. My wings are kind of fragile. They ain't working too great. Look at this little leaf I got in front of me. There's not much there. But look at that. Look at those ancestors. Look at those guides coming behind, full force, ready for whatever, right? Ready for whatever. So they're just telling you to acknowledge them even more. Acknowledge the support. Acknowledge the fierceness that they bring with them. You see my post on TikTok where it said, walk like you got 30,000 ancestors walking behind you. Can't nobody tell me shit. Did you see that? If you haven't, look at it. They're telling you to say that because you have that support. So that is your message, Deasia. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. I see you've been commenting, so I am going to read them to see how it resonated. Let's see. You said, I took what Spirit said and I finally focused on health instead of body image. And while speaking love affirmations to myself in the mirror, I instantly saw and felt changes in my body. I was shocked. Woo, that feels good. That feels good. I'm so proud of you and I am so happy for you. It says, yes, I was thinking about making a video tonight speaking on what I went through. Don't think about it. Just be about it. Deasia said, yes, that is true. Healing is forever. It's been a pattern taking breaks when I get into those deep moments. I was stoned to death for who I was and what I chose to be. When I post something, I get major anxiety the next morning and I check to see if there was any negative response. If not, I used to make up some. I really don't like that feeling, which makes sense. What I done. Did you see the duck on the side? It was just peeking out and I was like, let me move it so that it's not distracting you. And look at what this says. Can you see that? It says potential spam. I don't know. See that? Can you see potential spam? I don't know who this is. Can you see it? If I do this, it might look. It says potential spam, right? As I was reading that. So what I'm being told to tell you, those comments or those thoughts, that's what it is. It's potential spam. It's meant to bother you. It's meant to disturb you. It's meant to knock you off your game. Don't allow it, right? Don't allow it. And don't you be your biggest form of spam, right? When you feel those thoughts coming through, you know what to do. Cancel, delete them, switch them for the exact opposite, the positive opposite, right? Because it's just that debris. It's that debris, right? It's that debris. Even as you heal deeper, it still shows up. The difference between a person that is actively healing versus a person that is not It's not that we don't experience the same things that a person that has not consciously began their healing journey, because we do. It's just that we recognize it and we have the tools and we know what to do before it has an opportunity to distract us from our mission or affect us in a way that does not serve our highest good, right? I still deal with human stuff. Of course, I'm human, right? Doesn't matter how healed I am, how enlightened I am, I'm still human. But when it comes up, I recognize it and I instantly go into healing it, right? Instantly go into healing it. So it doesn't lower my vibration. And that's the goal, right? That's the goal. It's just get to a point where nothing can lower your vibration, right? That's the goal in and of itself, right? We're going to always have human experiences as long as we're human, but just don't allow it to lower your vibration. So let's see. Oh, also, here's another thing I recommend you do. When I got to a point of healing, this is how I knew that I had healed. This was the marker for me. I used to hate taking pictures, right? And if I did take pictures, I would go back, look at it, edit it, check it, crop it, delete it. This one, now I don't even care. If I take a picture, I post it, right? My girlfriend and I, we used to take pictures. We both have to look, have to check, it's like, I don't even care, pick one, right? Same thing with serving. When I record a video, there's no edits. There's no watching back before I upload it. If I watch it back, I'm watching it back when y'all watching it back, right? So this is what Spirit is guiding you to do. Stop backtracking and checking and just be guided and be in flow and know that whatever you say and however you say it is how it's meant to be given and delivered, right? How it's meant to be delivered. So create and post. No double checking. And the throat has been coming up a lot. Just speak your truth. Flow with the truth that you're guided to give, right? Don't check it. Commit to that. Don't check it first. Just upload it, whatever it is, right? Nicoya, that also came through for you. I don't know if it was in the live, but when you shared, you did a live and then you deleted it, right? Because you mentioned something about gathering your thoughts. So Spirit is saying for you too, even if it did come up as a reminder, just the way you give it the first time is the way it gets got, right? The way it gets got. Deasia said, the cat, my spirit animal, I say that mantra now, quack, quack, I'm a duck. Good, so good. Deasia said, there's a childhood movie called Spirit that I always go back to. It centers around horses and coming back home. Awesome, awesome. Deasia said, ooh, wow, that was a big message. Always go back to check and edit at least 10 times. Well, Spirit said that stops today. That stops today, right? Because here's the thing. Are you giving messages or are you delivering messages, right? Are you giving messages or are you delivering messages, right? If you're giving messages, right, and you're called to be a psychic medium, I would recommend stop giving messages and deliver them, because your messages will change. When they're being given by you, they're hit or miss, right? When they're being delivered by you, then they're from Spirit and they're accurate all the time, right? So you're being called to deliver messages, no longer give messages. And if you're delivering, we're not called to remix what Spirit gives us. We may have heard Diddy earlier, but we not Diddy, right? So give it exactly as you get it. Even if it doesn't make sense, get it how you give it, right? So if you're delivering, then what edits are there to make? None. You just give what Spirit gives you. That's for all of us, right? For all of us. Exactly how you get it. Because as you're serving, that's the only way you're going to connect with your soul clients on a soul level. That's the only way it's going to be accurate, is if you're the messenger. You're not making the message, you're just delivering it, right? And then Spirit will tell you when to share from personal experience or when to insert yourself, right? Spirit tells me when to insert me, right? If Spirit don't tell me, it's all Spirit. See? So yeah. Well, cancel, delete, work on that. Just choose it. I'm choosing that. I'm choosing that. I'm doing that. Work on it means it's going to take some time. It's going to be a process. In the meantime, you're going to still be doing what you're doing. And Spirit just said, just choose it. Just do it. Just do it. But great, great, great. You're doing great. You're doing great. I'm so incredibly proud of you. So happy for you. And all your ancestors are coming through with a big smile and hugs. And they're proud of you too. They're proud of you too. And they're supporting you. Your whole spirit team is proud of you. So keep up the great work. And thank you for allowing me to serve you. Thank you. Yes, yes. And so it is. And so it is. Yes. So Charmaine, you are next. And are you doing a general or do you have a question? I kind of feel like you have a question. Just a feeling I'm getting. No, I didn't ask Spirit. I don't always like to cheat. So do you have a question or a general? General? Okay. Go within your soul and ask, do you have a question? Let me know what your soul says. And of course, I'm going to give you whatever Spirit has. Oh, you had a question, but changed it to general. Well, then go ahead and tell me what that question is. And then, of course, I'm going to give you what Spirit has. So it'll still be a general. But what is that question? I'm getting some third eye because I've disconnected from Deaja's energy. But in your energy, I'm getting some third eye and some ear chakra. And it's literally just like taking the sage, right? And doing this. It's coming through not just as a clearing or cleansing, but more of a relaxing of, right? More of a relaxing of, because this just feels so good and relaxing, right? That's what it's coming through as. Okay, what is for my highest good to hear? Okay, that's a question, but it's a general too. Throat chakra. So Spirit, what is for Charmaine's highest good to hear? What message do you have for Charmaine? Congratulations on taking action. Congratulations on flowing in your destiny. Congratulations for being fearless. And making moves that you paused on. Release concepts that you have centered around the time you took to move forward. Release mindset on that. And even if there are things that you're not doing yet, you're being called to gather more information so that you feel comfortable and on board, right? And comfortable, it's not meaning like your comfort zone. It's coming through as more of an understanding, right? It's not that there is a resistance to following Spirit. It's just that you don't have a full understanding of why you're being guided in some of the directions you're being guided. And because you don't see the value in it, it's difficult for you to be on board, right? Now, this too is a part of your healing. The deeper you go in your healing, you'll get to a point where if Spirit guides you to do it, you're just going to do it with or without all that, right? But how do you get there? You get there by experiencing this phase, right? This phase right here. So simply ask for more clarity. But as you're asking for more clarity, what they're saying is asking for more clarity is not something to beat yourself up about, right? What I'm receiving is that card about finishing what you started. That card is related to this message that's coming through. And I'm feeling like there's this energy of battle. Like it's almost like there's this energy of battle, but it's more of like a mental battle. It's more when you receive, but that full clarity isn't there and the pause is there. There's like this mental battle of almost like a beating yourself up, a mild beating. You know, it's not like I was about to say OJ. What is that? It's not like a Tyson beating, right? It's not like that. It's more like them no name boxers that be in the lightweight division. It's more like that. Very light, but it's still there. Also, you're expanding and growing. And what they like you to remember is that this phase is necessary, because when you encounter those you're called to serve, you're going to encounter others that are in this phase. And in order to guide them out of this phase, it's important that you've gone through this phase, right? Also, as I was talking about this, there was some heart chakra stuff that was coming through. So what was that about? Well, how is this associated with her heart chakra? It's associated with your trusting factor, right? Trusting the fact that you've been hurt before. Again, not just in this lifetime, but expanding back, right? There is this lack of trust, right? There's a lack of trust. Although you trust spirit, right? Although you trust spirit, energetically, there's this lack of trust, right? So again, that exercise that I shared about lifting and clearing, right? Go into it with what you're choosing to work on are those areas where there's lack of trust. It's coming through as residue, but it's hidden in those areas. So just clear that out, right? Giving special attention to the heart chakra. You also have been patiently waiting for something big, and it's on its way to you. They just say you'll know what that is. So just allow yourself to receive it by preparing yourself to receive it, right? So what would life be like when you receive that? What would life look like? What would it feel like? How would you behave? What would you be doing? And they're telling you to start doing all of those things now. You're being called to visualize more. Excuse me. And also, you're being called to be deeper in ritual as it relates to manifesting, right? They like you to really tap into your alchemist hat, your magician hat, putting that on, those powers, and really being more, proactive on being in ritual with manifesting. I'm hearing particularly and specifically. You have rituals in place for healing, and they're calling for you to create a balance between the two. I'm hearing expansive over time. Your energy is expansive over time. What they're also telling me to tell you is to create balance in your life. Your energy is expansive over time. Don't pull yourself too thin. You have a tendency to do that. And they're reminding you, like, as you continue to grow and elevate, and as you continue being a mom and a wife and a student and a child, right? Just not to pull, and a friend, right? Don't pull your energy too thin. Really make sure you have boundaries in place that are ironclad, right? And what they're telling me to tell you to do is co-create those boundaries with spirit, right? Of course, you know boundaries, right, that you're being called to have, but what I'm being told to tell you is really connect with spirit. Okay, spirit, did I miss anything? What boundaries would you like me to set, right? Because there's some boundaries that are necessary that you aren't consciously aware of. They told me to tell you to eat healthier, more often. Positive changes are being made, and they're saying more often, keeping up with that more often, right? And it's all about frequency, right? But still allow yourself to enjoy, get creative, just ask to be guided even on that. And they're saying, and don't sweat the small stuff. There's a lot of people that are poking at your energy or that will, right? Attempting to take you out of your element because they don't believe in the changes, and they like to see just how changed you are, right? Whether it's people you know, because some of them are people you know that either are or will be doing this, and some of them will be strangers, right? This is because there's a deeper aspect of you, right? A deeper aspect of you where not being taken out of your element will be your test. It's like you have this dual energy where you can be the sweetest of the sweet, but you can also be the total opposite of that, right? You can be so kind and loving, but then you can turn to the total opposite of that, right? And we've already learned that there's value in our duality, right? But what Spirit is saying is don't allow someone to take you there. I literally just heard they're not worth it. And I was making sure Spirit would like me to say that. And they said, we said it, so say it. And what's coming through is they're not worth it, meaning they are not, and no one is worth you giving your power away. Right? That's giving them control over your world. And that's yours. That's yours. Freedom of mind is coming through. Freedom of mind. What's the message there? Freedom of mind. I'm hearing invoke, free your mind and the rest will follow. So what they're telling me to tell you is that you do a little bit of overthinking too. And it's time to totally release that. It's not like you do it all the time. It's just certain things, you know, you just kind of have it constantly going through your mind. And Spirit is saying, what are you doing? Turn it over. Turn it over for clarity. Turn it over for clarity. The stress, allow us to transmute that into peace. More self-aware, more self-aware. You've done great. Now it's time to move into that next level of self-awareness, right? Whenever they're guiding you to more, they like you to know they're not taking away from what you've already done. They're just giving you your next step of your elevation. Okay, they just told me to pull a card from both decks. Why did I say it like that? Ooh, it flipped over. Ooh, you got two from this deck. Both decks. Okay, you have love heals fear. The power of your love can help bullies and angry people to be less afraid. So that's aligned with that message right there, right? And so, yeah, bullying is rooted in fear, right? And that's sometimes what people do when they come to you with low vibrating opinions or energies or negativity, right? It's just their own fear, right? Their own fear. It's their own projections. And so Spirit is just saying, when you meet them with love, this is how you overcome that. This is how you overcome that. And then you also have, it's okay to be different. You don't need to be like everyone else. You're perfect just as you are. So it doesn't serve your highest good to be like everyone else. You're perfect just as you are. So as you go deeper into your serving, right, what Spirit is telling you to do is have a period of time where you disconnect from those that you follow that do the same thing, right? As far as, you know, there were people that I used to watch, right? And when I was called to do this work, I literally, when I was building my programs or building my offerings, I literally disconnected to make sure that what I was offering was all my own, that was coming from Spirit, and that I wasn't mimicking anyone, right? Now, of course, you're going to find similarities, you know, like we've worked together, right? So the not the teachings, the remembering that you experience being in the mentorship, of course, some of it is going to be similar, right? Whether you work with someone or not, because we're not bringing forth anything that's brand new. It's all been experienced before. It's all been brought to light before, right? So you will experience similarities, but how you deliver, how you show up, right? How you serve is all your own and is unique, right? So what Spirit is telling you is allow yourself, give yourself permission to be that, your unique self, no matter how quirky it is, no matter how silly it is, no matter how serious it is, whatever it is, just be it, right? And if it fluctuates and changes, because that's what we do, that's okay too, right? Anything else? Okay. Thank you, because I sure did forget that. Oh, did you see how that one just like, nope, it's me. Ooh, and this one came in reverse. So let's see what the reason is. It says discontentment and muses. Okay, it's the number 8, reminding you of your infiniteness. Why was it in reverse? I'm being told to tell you, allow your life experiences to be your muse. And also your past life experiences really connect to that. Do you see those spirits? They look like spirits in the forest. Do you see them dancing back there? Right? That feels so past life, right? Also, what they're telling me to tell you is to connect to the element of air and earth, the elements of air and earth. And then those babies, right? They're telling you to incorporate every aspect of yourself, connect to music, connect to theater, right? Connect to the inner child, connect to the babies of the journey, connect to the babies of the journey. So when you're serving, right? Start with connecting to the babies of the journey. And then as your soul clients begin to elevate, as you begin to elevate, you'll attract those that are on that level, right? They won't be starting as the baby on the journey, right? They'll be where you are with what you're calling to deliver, right? What you're being called to deliver. Now you're going to hit them with a 1-2, a 1-2, a 1-2 sometimes. It's going to be a little above the baby on the journey, right? Because that's triggering something within. That's that breadcrumb. It may go over their head right away, but then it's like triggering something in the unconscious that's going to help them get to their next level. So just be guided. Just be guided. But literally, this is where you're being called to connect your past life, your inner child, the babies on the journey, earth and air element, right? The music in the theater represents the having fun with it, right? Not taking it too serious. Just having fun with it, being in flow with it. Anything else? They told me to tell you also, make sure you protect yourself every day, non-negotiable, every day, every day, and also doing the disconnecting after you're done, because you will be carrying those energies that you've encountered. So disconnect. And this is for everybody, even though it's coming through for you, Charmaine, it's for everybody. Even when you get off social media, make sure you disconnect, right? Go down your body, toss it to the earth. You can smudge as well, but that's so quick and easy, right? But social media, make sure you disconnect, right? Anything else? Okay, they said that is it. That is your message, Charmaine. That is what Spirit had for you. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. And I'm going to see what you've been saying. Let's see. Nicole said a mild beating. Lord. Well, if it's the 50 Shades of Grey kind of beating, that ain't always bad. At least not to me. I mean, I'll take those beating, Spirit. You give me those kind. Let's see. It says, Charmaine said, yes, I don't know if I can truly help people the way Spirit sees me to. I've been led to shamanism, but I don't want to get into something only for me not to feel comfortable in it. Okay, so cancel, delete, want, and then also cancel, delete. I don't know. You know, connect to your soul and ask your soul, can I truly help people the way Spirit sees me to? And first of all, you know from that healed place, right? You know that you can, because you know that Spirit's not going to bring you to it. And this is why being guided is so important. This is why the message that came through during Deaja's reading, we don't give messages, we deliver messages. So when Spirit calls you to do something, you're called to get out of the way and be the vessel, right? You're the vessel. It don't require no thinking. Now, when you start attempting to give messages, this is why I personally don't read tarot, right? I'll take out my tarot cards for my own self and I'll get the message and connect to Spirit. But if I do tarot, I'm doing it the same way I do oracles. I'm not reading a card and going with what the card means, right? I'm not doing that. I'm going to let Spirit tell me, right? Even though the card came out because of Spirit, I'm still going to let Spirit tell me, right? So when we do that, all you're called to do is show up. And I'm saying all to minimize it in your mind, but in reality, that is huge. Remember, we're the rainbow bridge. Spirit cannot deliver these messages without us choosing to show up as the vessel. So that is huge. But what's required of us, it's not. Spirit delivers to you. And when you're serving, that's what Spirit will do. So release that thinking that you are required to do something. You're just required to show up and deliver, be the voice. That's all. That's easy, right? That's simple, right? And if you're being led to shamanism, as Spirit, are you called to do it right now, right? So this is where we get that message earlier about asking those questions when there's not clarity. So I too was led to shamanism. I took a couple of classes and then I felt a pause, right? I felt a pause. I had a shaman even say, oh gosh, energetically, I'm feeling you'd be a great shaman. Well, that's because I've been a shaman, right? You've been a shaman, right? And so you're being called to remember that aspect of you. But when that pause came, it didn't mean don't do it ever. It just meant, okay, that's what you were meant to gather. Now pause. And when you're meant to finish, you'll be guided. So just ask, does it serve my highest good right now to pursue this? And if you get a yes, then do it right now. If you get a no, what would your next question be naturally? Right? Or if you don't have a question, you can simply say, well, when it is time for me to do it, I know you'll guide me. I'm trusting you'll guide me. I'm calling on you to guide me and let me know. And I'm choosing to receive that with clarity. Right? So, yeah. Charmaine said, yes, I know. And what I'd also like you to do, you know, the email you sent me, I'm not going to say what it is, but the last communication we had, right? What I'd like you to do is ask Spirit, does that serve your highest good? Because I'm receiving something right now, but I'd like you to ask Spirit, does that serve your highest good? And if Spirit says yes, then move forward with that. If Spirit says no, then retract and continue, right? But just ask and see what you get. So Pat said, I've been off and on, but I'm back on driving now. Listen to the replay. Okay, awesome. Drive safe. Charmaine said, definitely more into manifestation. Definitely. I do not have a manifestation ritual. That's so true. I knew eating healthy would come up. LOL. I've been working on it for sure. Today has been a full day of eating well. Awesome. And they were bringing through that you have been eating well recently. Keep it up. So today is very recent. Keep it up. Keep it up. But still allow yourself to enjoy it. Let's see. LOL. Yes. Two sides for sure. Definitely respond and not reacting. And yes, I know exactly who and what they are talking about because they were counseling me on it when I was in the heated situation. Awesome. Definitely resonate with those cards. I'm grateful. Yes. Alata said, please send me your email again. It's coachnahkila@gmail.com. That's the email associated with my Zelle. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Spirit said, yes, it is Zelle. Charmaine said, yes, I've been attracting the babies in the journey. LOL. I'm serving a lot when Spirit guides me. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All true. Thank you so much, Nahkila. Thank you, Spirit. I didn't think to disconnect over social media is such a great idea. Yes, I am so grateful. So grateful. Get in touch with our heart chakra stuff. Make sure you watch the beginning of Empower Hour to get the exercise. It really helped. I was like, it's just a trip how Spirit will just show me stuff I ain't never heard of or seen, and it works. It takes me back to that Ayama Fix Your Life, where she had the guy digging in the dirt with the little hoe, digging up the dirt, and he was like, but I don't understand. I don't get it. She's like, you don't have to keep digging. Like Spirit just be bringing through some stuff that you would be like, okay, for real, what are we doing right here, right? If you are giving thought to it. That's why I learned to just do it. And it truly works. And I just be like, oh, thank you. It was weird, but thank you. So yeah, do that exercise. It worked. It worked. It was amazing. So do that and let me know how it feels after. Nicole said, Nahkila with the 50 Shades comment. She said, cracking up. Cheryl said the reading resonated with me too, Nahkila. I am so grateful, Cheryl. That's why I'm always like, stay on, stay on. Pat said, I wanted to get a reading today, but I know it's too late now. I'll see you on Friday. Actually, it's not too late. And Cancel Elite wanted. It's not too late. There's one more before you. So if it's something you're choosing to do, by all means, go right ahead. Just let me know. Just let me know. And then you'll be right after Camilla. Okay, Spirit. So Charmaine, that was your message. I'm going to disconnect from your energy. 728 or a card? Which one? 728. Okay. Oh, look, you guys. There's 7 people still on and we have 7 likes. 7. And then I heard 777 93 11. Okay, so look, there's a message there, y'all. So, he talking about giving her a call and he'll break her off. Well, that's Spirit telling you to call Spirit, not Tyrone, and to know that Spirit's going to break you off. Whatever you ask for, Spirit got you. If you ask with the belief that it's already yours and Spirit is just guiding you on how to draw it to you. You don't even have to really create it. It's already yours. You're just drawing it to you. You are just becoming a magnet for it. You are just matching its frequency, because like attracts like. So when you are vibrating at the frequency of what you're choosing to allow in, right? It has no choice but to come to you, right? It has no choice. 77793. So call spirit. What was it? 728. Okay. 728. And a card. Okay. Okay, so let's look up 728 first. And then Kimio, let me know while I'm looking this up if you have a general or a question. 728. 728, angel number. NUMBER, not R. I don't know why. Okay, I do know why that keeps popping up. It was popping up the number and then twin flame next to it. It's because I haven't recorded the twin flame message this week, and it is happening tomorrow. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you. So number 728 is a compilation of the attributes of number 7, the energies of number 2, and the qualities of the powerful number 8. Number 7 relates to the esoteric and mystical, spiritual awakening and development, emotions and feelings, persistence of purpose and determination, discernment and positive intentions, inner knowing and understanding others, empathic and psychic abilities, and education and learning. Number 2 encourages finding balance and harmony, faith and trust, understanding, service to others, diplomacy and meditation, selflessness, love, and happiness. Number 2 also relates to serving your soul mission and life purpose. Number 8 is associated with the personal power and authority, giving and receiving, truth and integrity, dependability and self-reliance, efficiency, humanitarianism, and manifesting wealth and abundance. Number 8 also relates to the concept of karma and the universal spiritual law of cause and effect. Angel number 728 is a message and indication that you are financially secure in your life, and your material financial needs will always be met in divine right time. Your actions and devotion to serving your life purpose has manifested abundance and ensured a steady flow of material supply into your life. Angel number 728 suggests that your prayers, visualizations, and positive affirmations have been heard and acknowledged by the angelic and higher spiritual realms. Trust that they are being answered and responded to, and expect a steady flow of all kinds of positive abundance into your life as per the universal spiritual laws. Angel number 728 encourages you to always be grateful for your blessings and to remember that the more you have, the more you have to share with others. Express gratitude to Mother Earth and every living creature and to creation itself. And this breaks down to angel number 8. The number 8 has come through for us a few times today. So that's that message for us, which is amazing because we're definitely, oh, you're welcome, Alatha. Thank you. Hey, Zen, we're definitely in an energy where we're reaping what we've been sowing, right? And we're definitely in that energy of getting what we give, right? Getting what we give. So as you are moving in life, not just those of you that are building businesses, but as you're moving in life in general, remember that although that's my prayer, my universal prayer for everybody, understand that that is the law of nature. That is the cause and effect, right? That's just how it works. I just speak that prayer for everyone because it replaces, those feelings of when somebody do you dirty, those human feelings that may come about, like, how can I be karma? It allows you to release that, and it allows you to just, may you get what you give. And when people do things that elevate you and make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, may you get what you give, right? So therefore, we're not taking away their free will. It's all up to them. Right? We're just adding a boost, right, to that cause and effect. So, yeah. Pat said, yes, that would be great. Only problem is I'm driving. I can't cash out right now. Okay. Well, then, Pat, listen, I know where you live, and it's called the activating you. So just send it when you stop. when you stop driving, okay? Just send it when you're not driving. Okay, so, and all jokes aside, it's not about that. It's just, you know, it's good. I know you're good for it. I know. Okay, so a card. Which one? This one? Okay. I was kind of, you know, feeling the mermaid deck or the unicorn deck, but Spirit said this one. And then look what card. Is this upside down or is it meant to be upright? Okay. All right. So they said, read it how you get it. It was upside down. It's shadow and it says divine healers, but look at the number, right? As we're talking about the number 7, divine healers, shadow, divine healers. Okay. Thank you. So as you are doing your shadow work, right? What I'd like you to do is call on those divine healers that you've got. That message has been coming through. Call on them to assist you with this healing. Call on them to heal you during meditation. Call on them to heal you as you're sleeping. Call on them to transmute the healing, right? The things you're being called to heal to love, right? Now, as I'm looking at this card, there's several things happening. Okay, so let's look at it together. So first, this is a representation of you. And notice how it actually looks like a match with legs. See that fire, right? As you are allowing your healing to take place, you are that flame that lights the fire in others, right? You just lean on over and then your fire touches theirs and now everybody's burning in the best of ways, right? And then also you have these healers on your behalf, you know, here in this 3D realm, working on your behalf, helping to transmute those things to love. But then you have that divine assistance from the cosmic, you know, areas of your life, those guys that are in spiritual realm, those healers in spirit realm, and everybody is just working for you. And look at that power pose. For those of you that have ever wondered what the power pose is, when I say to get in the power pose, that right there is the power pose. Think Wonder Woman, think Jumpin' Jack. We got some more people that joined on. We're back at 7-7, nothing but spirit. Look, and 7 here. So it had went down to 5 people being on, and now we're back to 7 and 7 likes. So anyway, spirit is letting you know this number 7-7-7-7-93-11. You may be led to look up 777. Also, when we think in terms of luck, right? When we think in terms of jackpot, what do you see? The 7s, right? So you are in a frequency of what some would call luck. But it's just you reaping what you've sown. It's just you receiving your blessings. It's you being in a very powerful place of manifesting, right? So utilize it. And the way you utilize it is through deeper healing. The more healed you are, right, the more you are capable of recognizing this auspicious assistance, these auspicious opportunities to really allow yourselves to elevate in all areas, right? And what is the area for us? It's abundance. It's an abundance of peace. It's an abundance of love. It's an abundance of confidence, security, freedom, right? It's an abundance of spiritual growth and development. It's an abundance in financial gain, right? It's an abundance in clarity. It's an abundance in remembering who we are. It's an abundance of being true to ourselves, right? So spirit is saying you are in this energy, so take advantage of it. Look up those numbers 7 and see what spirit got for you. Also, this is facing upward and it is intuition, inner child. I know we got the inner child card before, but I don't believe it came from an intuition card, or did it? And then this is underneath. It says self-esteem, guardian angel Michael. So call on Archangel Michael to assist with your esteem, your self-love. We also have this risk, joy guides. So here you're being called to take a risk, and the more risk you take, you will receive more joy in your life, right? When you're being guided, sometimes it does feel like a risk, right? But look at that trampoline thing. Is that what that's called? The trampoline is what thing you jump on, that little swing thing. Look at that, right? Whenever you let go, there is a guide there to grab you. You're never going to fall as long as you follow the guidance, right? You're never going to fall flat on your face as long as you're following the guidance. And here's the thing. We don't remix it. We don't remix it. Spirit gives us guidance. We do it exactly as we get it. Spirit gives us a message. We deliver it exactly as we get it. This is the only way it's guaranteed that you will receive, right? That net, right? When you start flipping it up, smacking it up, flip it, rub it down, you may fall. You may fall. You know, it may hurt, but you'll be all right. You'll dust yourself off and you'll learn that lesson. Next time I'm going to do it how Spirit told me to do it, how Spirit guided me to do it, right? So, yes. And the bottom of the deck, what does that say? Ah, look at that. The card wasn't showing. Compromise, master teacher. What's the message here? So what I received is don't compromise your healing by compromising what you receive, right? You've made a soul contract with the divine, right? When in doubt, ask the divine, right? Turn to the divine for guidance. When in doubt, turn to the divine for guidance. And with this handshake, right? It appears to be a handshake, but if you look at it closer, right? It looks like a few things. It looks like reaching out for guidance, right? Putting your hand in the hand of Spirit. So after I had that procedure yesterday, right? Because they put me to sleep. Before that, they gave me a shot of Benadryl. So, you know, when you come out of anesthesia, you got that process, whatever, where you are fully awakening. And so anyways, they say, okay, you go home, you lay down, you rest for the rest of the day. So we actually made a stop, went to the grocery store. When I got out, I literally felt like I was going to fall. Like every other step, I'm stumbling. So you know what I did? My mom reached out. I grabbed my mom. I allowed my mom to guide me. I allowed my mom to support me so that I knew I wouldn't fall, right? That's the same thing with Spirit, right? Reach that hand out. You will not fall as long as you never let that hand go. It also looks like a handshake. So for some, you may be experiencing contracts that are being offered to you. Again, turn to Spirit for guidance. And when you receive it's a yes, no matter what your human self is feeling or believing or fearing or stressing over or obsessing over, do it anyway. Allow Spirit to guide your hand, understanding that Spirit is putting you in the midst of those that will serve you. Because remember, we've been claiming everything that happens in my life serves my highest good. How many of you been claiming that? Let me know in the comments. We've also been saying everything is working out in my favor, right? Everything in my life is working out on my favor. It's working out on my behalf, right? It's working out to serve me, right? So it's happening. You've been planting those seeds. So now everything you encounter is for your highest good. So go on and ask Spirit, get your answer, and then move forward, right? It's all serving you. You planted the seeds. Now get your blessings. Get your blessings. Thank you, Alata. Alata said, nice cards. Nice cards. You're welcome. Alata said, I'm getting a reading, not Kimia. I just sent it. I am at work, but I'm listening in. Okay. I'd like to know what moves should I be making to reach some goals. Okay, so Cancer Lee should. You were there for that message, remember? Because I share that message in REM. When we use lack, when we're connecting the Spirit, so should falls under lack language for those of you that aren't familiar with lack language versus abundance language. So when I asked the question, should I got one answer. And then instantly I said, was my answer affected because I used lack? And Spirit said yes. So when I deleted that and I asked the question in abundant language and asked, does it serve my highest good? My answer was different. So when you're speaking and communicating with Spirit, if you use lack, it will have an effect on your answer, right? Because they're answering the fact that should, right? It's like, no. So does it serve my highest good? So I like to know what moves serve my highest good to make to reach some goals. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to connect to your energy. What moves are you guiding Alata to make that serves her highest good to reach goals? I'm hearing consistency, action, taking action. And I'm also receiving that finishing what you started is coming forth for you too. So that was for more than one specific person. So what moves serve Alata's highest good to make to reach goals? Okay. Alata, you're being called to connect deeper with your ancestors of highest light and love. You're also being called to connect with your past life self from your greatest existence as one of your guides. Do some clearing with sage on your heart chakra and also on your third eye chakra and just across your forehead in general. Also go up the back of your neck with the sage as well. Pull your hair up, get it out the way, and just, go up the back of your neck. You're being called to journal as well. There's so many thoughts that are trapped in your unconscious mind, and there's also a lot of thoughts in your conscious mind as well. But what they'd like you to start doing is channeling, right? Channeling. And I know you do the doodling, right? So you can very much so journal in that doodle way, right? It doesn't have to be with words, but they're telling you to start taking your wisdom, your knowledge, information that you receive, some of which you're receiving in higher planes. Maybe you're astral traveling. I'm hearing maybe you're lucid dreaming. Maybe you're connecting in, I'm hearing past realms and parallel realms, whatever the case may be. You have a lot of messages to deliver and you have been sitting on them. So when you began serving, because that came up for you years ago to start serving, when you begin serving, this is going to propel you into reaching your goals, right? Reaching your goals. And what I'm receiving is, yeah, you're going to reach some goals, right? And even those goals that you reach, it's not going to be to the full potential until you really get out there and you're serving. You've been called, and that calling, right? That message was delivered to you a long time ago. I believe it came through when you were in REM. I believe it came through when you were in REM that you were being called to start serving. Yeah, it did. You were being called to start serving, right? And they're saying you serve amongst family and friends just from being you. Like that wisdom comes through. And even sometimes you will hold back. Like, it's not coming through like it's an intentional thing. It's just like, oh, I said that, or oh, they don't want to hear that. But for the most part, you do deliver, right? But what they're saying is expand that beyond family and friends and expand that to, they're saying it's still family and friends. It's just family and friends that are a part of your soul community, right? The ones that were your family and friends in past lives that you served together and you shifted and made a difference together, right? You are the breadcrumb for that group. Right? You are the breadcrumb from that group. And you're being called to tap into your priestess energy, right? And start serving. Connect with your ancestors more. Like just on a deeper level, your ancestors of highest light and love. Archangel Michael is also waiting your call. And Archangel Raphael is coming through, but it's coming through more for you to tap into the energy of Archangel Raphael so that you're able to give healing, right? So that you're able to serve healing, right? And it's coming through as an energetic healing, right? Energetically heal, whether it's through your palms, whether it's through your voice, right? Whether it's through your breath, whether it's through you taking your third eye and making it become a laser and you're putting those laser beams on the areas where you're guided to recognize that there's some blockages or some healing that would serve that individual to take place. And of course, ask for permission. Even if you don't ask for permission in the physical, ask their higher self for permission to serve them with that assistance with healing. And you can do so, when you're actually in front of them or also at a distance. Yeah, they say, yeah, we talk about Reiki. But until then, did you take Reiki already? Did you take a class? Whatever the case may be, they're saying do it now. Like, don't wait. Because you have all the tools within, right? Classes are just to help you remember. It's already in there. What else? Your move is happening. So keep preparing yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, right? See your space, see it cleared, see it cleansed. And what they're saying is not just like the shelter of the space, but they're saying the ground. And what they're showing me is like the grounds without a building. So they really like you to put a lot of focus and energy on clearing the grounds of where you're going. And what they're telling me is, your ability to have premonitions is the word that's coming through. Although it's not necessarily coming through like on Charmed, how she had premonitions. Well, in a way it is though. I mean, I'm the way I'm seeing it, it does kind of feel like Charmed. They're saying it's your ability to visualize things. like seeing things that you've never seen before, seeing things before you see it. That's a premonition, but it's not coming through as like a warning. Like on Charm, she has these premonitions. They're like warnings. Yours is coming through as a premonition where you see things that you haven't seen before, but it's for the purpose of you being able to heal it, like the grounds, right, of where you're moving, seeing it without the house, right? And then you may find that what you've been seeing is exactly what your grounds look like, just with a house on top, right? They're saying strengthen that gift. Choose to strengthen that gift. It's going to not only assist you, but it's also going to be a part of how you serve. Okay, so I know this is all leading up to the goals, right? Reaching her goals. Is there anything more specific about that? I know you were guiding her on what to do, and that will assist with that, but is there anything else? That felt a little abstract, an abstract way of getting to her question. So is there anything else that feels more straightforward? They're also telling me, so first they said drink more water. I was like, Alatha drinks water, but they're telling me to tell you when you're drinking your water to go back to the infusing your water, like every time. They're saying every time. They're telling you to use every aspect of what you're doing where there's opportunity to add energy towards your goals, to utilize it. So that water is a part of that, right? You drink water, set that intention of whatever goal you're choosing for that day. And then what they're saying is work towards what you're choosing, like every day, having an aspect of your day be dedicated to that goal, whether it's multiple or it's a single, but just really being mindful and being assertive energetically. They're also telling you to let love in, go on a date. Have you been dating? Because I'm being told to tell you to go on a date. Go on a date. Go on a date. And it doesn't have to be a date that's leading to love. They're just saying go on a date. Allow somebody to celebrate you, wine and dine you, treat you like the goddess queen that you are, and just have fun. So they were talking about smoking, right? I don't know if you smoke weed. I don't know. I don't believe you do. But when I was receiving smoking, they were saying go to a sweat lodge, right? And you may feel led to partake in the peace pipe. The peace pipe. It's not weed in the peace pipe, though. But you may feel led to partake in that. So if there is a sweat lodge near you, go to one. Go to one, go to one. That sweat lodge is going to be phenomenal with helping you release blockages. It's going to be phenomenal with helping you connect deeper to spirit. It's going to be phenomenal with helping you connect deeper to that version of you that's being called to show up as your guide, and literally the release that'll take place. Allow spirit to guide you on what sweat lodge, even if you got to travel to go to one, because all sweat lodges are not created equal. A mud bath is coming through for you too. Connect with nature more. Get out more. Get outdoors more. Connect with nature. A mud bath is going to be good for you. I'm receiving opening your pores, but although the mud is typically cold and it does the opposite for your physical pores, right? What I'm being told is not your physical pores that they're speaking of, it's your spiritual pores, right? Opening those pores will allow you to receive on a different level, right? Not as in conflicting with the level of your gifts, because your gifts are very powerful and strong. It's more or less opening your pores and how you're opening yourself to be guided by spirit on how to utilize your gifts. Like you never did get back on and leave that message for that person you got that message for, huh? That are we there, that Mr. Crab? Are we there yet, Mr. Crab? What was that? Something just flew out there making noise. So is there a message there? I just heard, do you hear what I hear? They're just saying, just listen more. But they're saying the listening more is also coming through as not necessarily with your ears, but as feeling with your body, right? Feeling with your body. You feel frequencies and you're going to begin feeling it even deeper. Your cleansing and protection is of the utmost too. And your clearing and releasing of any energies you may have encountered or may have picked up or may be attached or you may be carrying. It's important for you to be releasing those every day too. Also under your bed. What's going on under her bed? Get a talisman, put it under your bed for protection. And one for guidance in your dream state. It can be a crystal in the shape of a pyramid. What they said, it can be a pyramid crystal. That's exactly how it can be a pyramid crystal. But it doesn't have to be. That'll just amplify it, you know? It doesn't have to be real big. I have one that's probably about that big in size, but it's a, you know, and it has the 7 chakras, but you'll be guided. You'll be guided for sure. They're saying get black obsidian. They also said get a yellow stone and keep it in your bra close to your heart. Let that be your everyday stone and the only one you put in your bra for a period of time until they tell you different. Notice they call it a stone. They say, yeah, we know it's a crystal. And connect to the ground. I'm going to pull one card for you. Connect to the ground. Through your feet, through your butt, through your forehead. Which makes sense about sweat lives. When you enter, you put your head to the earth. You have discipline, master teacher. Look at that. Now, I thought they were going to go without bringing it up. You see what's in the hand. You see that. You see them charts. They're rising. You got 33. The ancestors with you. They like call-ons. Archangels with you. Call-on. Spirit is guiding you. All that alchemy taking place within your system, right? So you know what that book represents. You already know. You already know. And what they're saying is reading over the story of your life. Reading over the story of your life. And not necessarily like, okay. So some of those, the journaling with your doodles, some of that is going to be revealing things about your life, your past life. So it's going to be for you, right? Which is you reading over the story of your life. Anything else? They're moving you into being just this, what this says, master teacher, but it requires discipline on your part, that consistency, right? That consistency they spoke of. Anything else? Bottom of the deck. Oh, look at that. So look, these are all the cards that showed up. Let me do like this. So you have the compromise, master teacher. Oh, no, they are different. They do come in different. You have higher self, which they told you to allow a version of you, right? Past life version of you to be one of your guides, right? Tapping into that highest version of you. And then you have divine helpers. So they're telling you, access them, call them in, allow them to help you. But when they guide you, do it. That's what they like you to do. When they guide you, do it. And then look, I was told to split. And when I split, you have victory, which is also divine helpers. So through the guidance, right, and you taking that action, victory is yours, which is you reaching your goals. Right? And what's the number on that? Wait. 15. Look up the number 6. Okay. Oh, and the yellow stone, right? The yellow stone. Because it did feel very, it's solar plexus, but they said carry it in your heart, close to your heart. Although it's to help your solar plexus, but they're saying carry it next to your heart. It felt very solar chakra-ish. Yeah, but they like you to select the stone based on you being guided. For me not to tell you a stone, for you to be guided and selected based on that. Anything else? Okay, that is your message, Alatha. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. And let me see what you've been saying. Hey, Shamika, how are you? How are you? Hey, Michonne, how are you? If you all are led to watch the whole thing, I would do it. There's an announcement in the beginning too, so definitely watch that. It's after the the breathing grounding exercise. So do that and then catch the announcement. And if you feel led to watch the rest, do so. Okay, so let's see. A lot that said, just got back to my desk right on time. Bring it, spirit. Shamika said, greetings, soul family. Nahkila, I just sent payment for general reading. Okay, awesome. Thank you. You'll be after Pat. Let's see. Michonne said, hey, soul family. Hey, Michonne. Alata said, no, I was going to take your class, but you moved and the course was postponed. I recently said to myself that I wanted to learn for myself. Okay, awesome. Yes, they're definitely telling you to do that. Alata said, yeah, journaling came up a few times. I have always had premonitions mainly through my dreams. So now you're going to start having them outside the dream state. Clear up the few things that came through for you to clear up. Do these action steps that came through for you to do. And then what you're going to start to experience is just having them outside of dream state. But it's so good that you're having them in dream state and you're able to remember them. So as you're elevating, as you're taking these steps, then it's going to elevate where you don't have to be in dream state. You'll just be having them, you know? Yes, I do, Nicoya. Yes, I do. So Pat, and then Shamika, and then Nicoya. Okay, it'll be in that order. A lot that said infusing my water, sitting in the sun, or setting the intent. Setting the intent. Now, the fact that you brought up sitting in the sun, you may feel led to have multiple containers of water, right? Where you do sit in the sun. Right? I'm hearing before and after you set the intention. So you may choose to sit it in the sun, get it good and ready, bring in that divine sunlight, that divine brightness, which also is connecting me with the solar plexus and that yellow stone, right? And then infusing it. And then you may choose to sit it in the sun the next day. So do like at least 2. You may be led to do 3 at a time, so that you can constantly have it infusing and then while you're drinking, you know what I mean? So yeah. That didn't come through until now, but the fact that it came through for you as a question, there's no coincidences, right? A lot that said, haha, no dating. Well, you're being called to be taking on at least one. At least one. So funny to me because I went out with my sister last night. We took my older brother and uncle to dinner, and me and dating came up. Can we get a thank you for the confirmation, spirit? Spirit's confirming it came up, so that wasn't nothing for you to ignore. And what they're saying is it's not like you're being called to like date and fall in love and run off into the sunset drinking infused water, right? That's not what's coming through. But there's some aspect, because remember, your question was about reaching your goals, right? So they delivered a lot of different things, but it was all answering your question. So there's something about you going on at least one date that is a component of your healing. It's a component of you reaching those goals, right? Which is why it came up. They're saying at least one. It doesn't have to be a regular thing. You don't even have to choose to go on a second date with this individual, but there's something about your elevating where this going on a date is a part of it, right? So open yourself to it. Not like you got to go searching for it, but just open yourself to it. Because right now, if you're close to it, you know, but open yourself to it and just allow spirit to be the guide. A lot that said a sweat lodge. I get it. I know what they are saying. I have been wanting to do a major release in the exact way, sweating out the toxins. Well, cancel lethal wanting to. You've been choosing it. No, I didn't give her the message. Yeah, so start when you get those messages. That's you're not getting them to hold on to them. You're getting them to give them, and that's what they were talking about. Like, and it's not just like with strangers, even, you know. Although you typically deliver them to loved ones, family, and friends, they said even sometimes you'll not. And they're saying that when you get it, give it because you're getting it for a reason. Let's see. A lot that said 456. I can hook you up with crystals if you like, sis. That is Nicoya. So I don't know if you shared your IG. I know Koya's Crystals on Instagram is her crystal shop, and then her reading is her reading page is Many Moons Intuitive. So a lot that said I used to put my crystals under the bed. Yeah, particularly for those purposes. A yellow stone. Yes, they said for you to select it, they meant crystal, but they were using stone. I'm like, where are y'all from? Because we say crystals up over here, cuz. It says, I will listen to this again and take notes. Discipline is something I've been asking my guides for. Yes, and choose it. I am choosing to be disciplined now. I am choosing to be disciplined now, right? I am choosing to be disciplined now. And just claim it as you call on them for assistance with being disciplined now, right? Unconscious mind while I'm sleeping, dreaming, and thinking. Equip me with what it takes for me to be disciplined now. And so it is, starting now and throughout my entire day. And so it is. Say that unconscious command until you get there, right? A lot that said, no, I get it. It's me writing the story of my life. Yeah, they did bring it up at the end. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it, but they're not saying it. So I'm like, okay, we ain't talking about it today. And they're like, gotcha. You ain't getting out of that. A lot of us that I talked about that last night as well. I'm grateful for the confirmations. Pat said, I'm still driving, but I would like some guidance on dealing with issues with my son. Okay. A lot that said, okay, about the crystals, Nicoya. Awesome. Awesome. So that is your message, Alatha. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, who did I say was next? Pat, you're next. And then who did I say was after Pat? Do you guys remember? My dad sent me a picture of what he making. He making a whole lot of stuff today. We send pictures back and forth. I share with y'all. We send pictures back and forth of what we're cooking, what we cooked. I'm vegan, he's not. But when my dad sends me food, I just, in my mind, I'm looking at it as if it was a vegan version of whatever he's cooking, because my dad can cook so good. Shamika, wait, Pat, and then Shamika, and then Nicoya, right? Yep. Okay. So I am disconnecting. I am disconnecting from a lot this energy. And yeah, focus on that heart chakra too. Do that exercise I shared earlier, because as I'm disconnecting from your energy, the heart chakra is coming up again. Disconnecting from a lot this energy. And I'm connecting to Pat's energy. So Pat, as I'm connecting to your energy, one of the things that's coming up is trust. And they're saying trusting in the guidance you've provided your son. Trusting in the guidance that you are receiving on how to guide your son. And surrender. This is one of your last areas of surrender, right? Of surrender. Your son has already received the bulk. And there's like, okay, we know. This isn't particularly what you meant. We know, but they like, we're going to give it anyway. They going to get there. They said they're going to get there. Okay, now bring the message back. Y'all done just tapped into that. Your son has received the bulk of what is required, what is making, what is forming, what is shaping the man that he's becoming, right? So at this point, what you're being called to do is surrender and just give him some leeway and some breathing space just to be who he is. Also release any old paradigms on what parenting is or what parenting should be. And really just adjust, right? Adjust to where your child is. I'm also hearing sign of the times, right? and they're telling me to say, or at least for me personally, right? There were times and I'm like, just, how children are today. Sometimes I'm like, they are so disrespectful. If I had ever, I may not be here right now, right? When I was able to release that, right, the respect increased. When I was able to adjust, right, the relationship improved, right? So Spirit is telling you to adjust. And also you're being called to be at a point where you're allowing your son to be the guide. As crazy as that may sound or feel, you're allowing your son to be the guide. And just like the message came through earlier for the people pleasers to process before they say yes, what's coming through for you is to process before you respond or react, which means, okay, Spirit, guide me. And also setting the intention to be guided, right? To be guided on how to overcome the current experience, to be guided on how to parent in a way that serves both of your highest goods. But as I say that, even Spirit is saying, surrender. You've been doing, I'm hearing, so good and excellent. This is one of the final surrenders. What else? They're telling me to tell you to do grounding exercises with your son. If you don't already, you and your son ground together and hold hands, like facing one another, right? They're also telling me to tell you to hold your son's hands and to do breathing exercises together, where you face one another, right? Do some where your eyes are open and you're looking into each other's eyes, right? Taking those slow, deep breaths, exhaling together, and then do some where your eyes are closed and setting the intention, speaking it out loud so your son's aware to feel each other's energy, right? To feel each other's energy and do that exercise together. What it's going to do, not only is it going to ground you two individually, but it'll ground you two together so that you're vibrating on common ground, right? It'll put you in a position to see eye to eye, right? It'll also assist you both with feeling the love energy that is amongst you, because oftentimes when you're parent-child, although you love each other, there's so much that's conflicting as far as what we're being guided to do as parents, what they'd like us to be doing as their parent, or what they'd rather be doing as the child who thinks they're grown, possibly knows everything. This will just allow you guys to begin shifting that energetically, right? I'm gonna do that with my son. That sounds like a real good exercise to do. Anything else? Okay, I'm being told to tell you to be more proactive in what he's eating as you're more proactive in what you're eating. When we talk about the frequency of foods, as you're elevating the frequency of the foods that you cook or have in the house, it'll also elevate the frequency between the two of you. And I know it's come through before for you to have a talk with your son and really ask your son how you can show up for him. It's coming through for you to have another talk with him. And what is this talk to be? And as I'm receiving that, I'm getting a headache through here, like through here. So what is that? I mean, I know it's something for Pat's reading, but whose is it? Is it hers? Is it her son's? Is it both? It's both. You both have a lot of pressure that you're experiencing as it relates to the relationship. Spirit is saying better communication, getting your son to the point where he truly feels free to express himself, right? Right now, he may express some, but he holds back. But it's because, creating that safe space where he feels safe expressing himself, where he feels like he will not be judged or he will not be in trouble. And I'm going to tell you, when I'm talking to my son, I can always feel when his guard goes up, where he feels attacked. And instantly when I feel that, I let him know, I'm not attacking you. I'm teaching you, right? And I go really gentle in how I'm speaking. I'm not attacking you. And I may rub his leg. I may rub his hand. I may hold his hand, right? But I'm really allowing him to feel the energy of my intentions, right? And children, although they know we love them, they don't always remember that we actually have their best interest in mind, right? So sometimes it takes us getting out of ego out of that, oh no, you didn't, right? And that reactive state. And it takes us bringing our energy to a level of what their soul is requiring, right? So Spirit is saying, really allowing your son to, I'm hearing, create the frequency between you by truly giving him permission, energetically and otherwise, to freely express himself, right? And you may say things like, I'm not going to judge you. If you feel judged, let me know. You know, I'm new to this, the ship that we're creating together, right? I'm always telling my son we're a team. It takes both of us, right? So allowing your son to begin feeling that you're a team, not where it's parent, child, right? But we're a team, because now your son is moving into that space of being a man. So although he's not a man yet, internally, he's feeling like a man. So to feel like a man and to have someone that is treating him like he's here as opposed to here, the wall goes up, right? Anything else? It's also about you expressing yourself, right? Sometimes as parents, we tend to hold back. We tend to keep things from our children, right? Express it. When you're feeling stressed, right? When you're experiencing an up level on your journey, right? When you're working on surrender, right? When you're going through some things that may affect your mood or your energy, express it, right? If something is going on financially, express it, right? And then allow your son to witness you overcoming it. Because there are lessons that aren't taught in school, but there's also lessons that aren't taught in the home because we are in protection mode, right? We just get it all together, figure it all out, and make it happen for our children and ourselves and our family, right? And so Spirit is saying now it's time to bring your son in as more of an adult. It's really about connecting to the adult in him. Remember how we talked about being it until we're seeing it? Well, your son got a few years before he's actually grown. So you two are in that being it until you see it phase. This is grown-up training, right? Increase the value of teamwork amongst the two of you. Which one? That one or that one? Both? Okay, I'm being led to pull cards for you. So this is for Pat. What message do you have? Ooh. What message do you have for Pat that is going to assist her and her son? What message do you have? Which one? Both are the one. Okay. Oh, look at that. I'm excited to get that message because that card is so on point. Okay, thank you for making that pretty easy and simple. Okay, so listen, you have love from your parents. It says, no matter what, your mother and father love you as much as they can. So what this card is telling you is to think about, okay, first, let me back it up. You are receiving a message that's so much deeper than any other part of this message. Your mother and father, they love you. 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 Spirit is saying, make sure that that message is received as it is coming through, right? As it is coming through. And from that, what is coming through is even in those times where you didn't always feel supported, they loved you, right? So as that message comes through, what Spirit is saying is thinking about some of the things from your childhood, your teenage years, your young adult years, and even your older adult years where you didn't always feel like you received from your parents what your soul was craving, right? And then ask Spirit to show you where you may be showing up in that same way when it comes to your son, right? The more supported he feels in this phase of his life, the more loved he'll feel. He knows you love him, right? But it's in those moments of conflict. It's in those moments, right, where sometimes, although they know, they act like they forget. So just really identifying from your life what you could have used more of and then give him more of that, Okay. You also have compromise. I'm like, I don't know if that says compromise, but that's what I'm receiving. So you have compromise, master teacher. So yes, you are here to teach him, you are here to guide him, and you are here to rear him. And you've done all of that. Now it's about compromising, right? Spirit is just confirming. It's about partnership. So compromise and partnership was coming through. It's about building a partnership. Notice how this hand is smaller, this hand is bigger, right? And by doing this, not only are you allowing your son or assisting your son with activating his power and him being able to speak his truth, but you're doing the same. And this speaks to that guidance from Spirit, right? Spirit knows where your heart is. Spirit knows that it's all love, right? But be guided, because now you're going from being the parent that's rearing a child to being a partner with a man, a young man, right? So it shifts and it changes, and it requires a shift and change on your part. And the only way that you're going to truly be able to be in flow with this change that's occurring and know when to compromise, where it's healthy for this union, this connection, this co-creation, and this partnership of what's next in his life, is by Spirit guiding you. Spirit guiding you. And they're saying, don't parent from a place of guilt. However, parent from a place of guidance, being guided. That is your message, Pat. I thank you for allowing me to serve you. I don't know if you've been talking, but let me see what you've been saying. Let me see how it resonated. Pat said, come through, Spirit. This all resonates with me. I just got home. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Alatha forever calling us big head, Michonne. And she put it in all caps. So I'm wondering if your head is bigger than mine in person. Because I see it. And maybe because my head big, yours don't look big to me. But she always calling us big head. Mm-hmm. Oh, Alatha said, thank you for sharing your energy with me. You're so welcome. So welcome. So Shamika, Pat said, thank you. I received this message and I know exactly what it means. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful. It always helps when you know exactly what it means. So Shamika, my beautiful sister, where you at? We've been missing you. You in the soul family, but we've been missing your energy. We've been missing your energy. Come holla at your fam bam and let us know what's going on. Periodically check in. Have you scheduled for March's group session yet? I believe you have. Okay. Connecting to Shamika's energy. And I'm hearing this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. So what they're telling me to tell you is, number one, dance through life. Sing through life. Feel through life. Were you doing a general? Did you say general? Did I even ask you? Do you have a question? Do you? But I'm gonna keep giving you what I'm getting until you tell me. Do you have a question? Did you say? General. Okay, awesome. And let your light shine. They said you've kind of put that on hold, on pause. Like, not that you're not shining, it's just that you're not serving. You not allowing others to see that shine. Like, it's still there. It's a part of you shining on the inside, but they saying, just come on, let it out. Let it out. They also recognize that you're processing through things. Processing through stuff is how they put, you're processing through stuff. One said stuff, one said things. But the one who said stuff said it first, so they kind of made it clear I said it first. Okay, what else? She's processing through things and stuff. But they said, just tell her, you are not alone. And then, the song continues, I am here with you, though far apart. So now I'm just hearing, I'm always in your heart. And now I'm hearing, get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. And they just said, don't give up the fight. I don't even know if those are the words, though. But that's what they said, don't give up the fight. So as that was coming through, what they're telling me to tell you is, There are some people that either have or will be attempting to take advantage of you because they see your ooh ashes all in my crotch. They see your light, those that see it, and they're taking it for weakness. But what spirit is saying is for you to stand up for yourself. And sometimes you may have to stand up with that firmness, right? It goes back to that duality and us being guided on when to utilize the aspects of us and standing up in that firmness. The reason why there's a period that we go through kind of disconnecting from that dual side is because we're being called to get really grounded in our peace, where we control our peace, right? It doesn't mean we throw it away. It just means being firm doesn't mean you've affected my peace. Being firm means it's the only way you hear me, so I'm meeting you where you at. Don't get it twisted just because I'm a light worker. All right. Right. That's how it's coming through. Like sometimes that's how you're called to show up. But just because you're showing up like that doesn't take you out of your peace. There's someone in your life that is requiring that version of you. But make sure that you're not out of your peace when you deliver it. I'm hearing also you have plans, many plans on how you're going to serve. It's really just about doing it. And you know what? The common theme has been to start YouTube channels. It's coming through for you too. I know there's so many members of our soul family where Spirit has said start a channel. It's coming through for you too. And the reason being is because it is our journey. It is our journey. It is our story, right? As we're experiencing it, as we overcome it, after we've experienced it, after we've came it, right? After we've overcome it, that ignites the healing in others. So as you are experiencing this up level, this transition, because that's exactly what it is. You're in your up level mode. You're in your transition mode. Sometimes it doesn't always feel like that's what's happening, but Spirit said that's exactly what's happening. You are in an up level and a transition mode. And everything that you ask for is being granted. Like it is being granted. You've been doing a lot of healing work. You've been on your P's and Q's, but it seems like people just keep picking at you. Why? Because they're choosing to be used as that force, as your test to see just how solid you are in your healing, in your up level, in your power, in your strength, and in shining your light. Some people you're being called to release them in love and light and send blessings their way with that universal prayer. May you get what you give. Wash your hands of those that are not serving you. Wash your hands of those that bring your frequency down. Now, this is also pertaining to your social media. Go through and do a cleanse. Get rid of anybody that is not serving a purpose of highest good. Highest light and love. If there's negative Nancy's, go ahead and delete them. You're being called to have every aspect of your space, energetic and otherwise, be aligned with the frequency you're choosing. If it's not aligned, you're being called to release it and cut it off and cut it out. Because when it's in there, it can grow and spread like cancer. You're also being called to go grounding more often, being out in nature more often, going to your favorite space, your sacred space in nature, visit that space. And then I heard more often. You're also being told that you're doing a great job with Amelia. Give yourself more credit. Also, they're telling me that you're doing better with your peace and your patience. They say, yep, you're more acclimated in this energy. Yep. Okay. Now I'm hearing the spices of your life, but it's coming through in that song, Live Your Life. Mama used to say, take your time, young man. Mama used to say, don't be in a rush to get old. Mama used to say, live your life. Okay, so what they're telling me from that message is take your time on your journey, right? Don't be in a rush to rush through aspects of your journey, right? Just go with the flow in regards to the journey. Don't be like rushing past it because there's all sorts of tools and lessons and things that are going to serve you and assist you with serving that you're meant to gather, right? And they're also saying live your life. Like, you know, and here's the thing, you're really powerful when it comes to allowing spirit to guide you. Like, seriously, your surrender game, it's on point. It's fleeky, like them young folks say. They probably ain't even saying that no more, but it's on point. Your ability to take action when guided is on point. So what Spirit is saying, the real message here, the big message here is not to rush through those lesson phases, the ones that don't feel good, right? To really gather all the lessons, because in that energy of, oh, hurry up already. I'm ready to move on, right? You just set the intention, okay, Spirit, so here's what I'm choosing. I'm choosing to receive my lessons, but I am choosing to receive them expeditiously. Ain't that what T.I. said? I'm choosing to receive it swift, quick, fast, and in a hurry, which means that you set that as your intention, but then you let it go and then you allow yourself to just flow through the process. But if you make it known that's how you're choosing to receive it, then your blocks will come down, your blocks will be removed so that you're able to receive it in that way. And if there's a reason why it's taking a little longer than you anticipate or that you would prefer, then instead of being antsy, just ask, what am I not getting here? What lesson am I still not understanding? Reveal it and guide me on how to understand it, right? More conversations. I'm hearing conversations with God, but when they said more conversations, what I was hearing was conversations with your angels. Have you seen the movie Conversations with God? If not, watch it. Watch The Truman Show also. And The Matrix. So Conversations with God, The Truman Show, and The Matrix. Those are movies for you to put on your list. And Spirit is saying, pop you some popcorn, get you some snacks, get whatever you like to drink, you know, lemonade, Kool-Aid, soda, whatever, just candy. That's you catering to your inner child. Whatever snacks you liked as a child, get them and then have a movie day. Even if you don't watch them all at the same time, same day, right? Just when you watch them, cater to your inner child with your snacks. Now, them snacks may not be your inner child snacks. Those possibly my inner child snacks. The lemonade, popcorn, definitely is, and candy too. But go with what your inner child loves. And it keeps going back to you being that wise one, that wise woman, that mothering figure. And it's just really time for you to get to it. It is. Start a channel. Start sharing. Start just going live or start recording. The going live comes, right? Because your channel will grow and you'll be able to go live. But the go live in the immediate is in the soul family. Just periodically check in. Allow us to hold space, right? Allow us to hold space and give what you're receiving, even if it's your experience. What? Wash the tissue. What does that mean? Wash the tissue. What kind of message is this? Clarify. Wash the tissue. What does that mean? Wash. You're saying wash, right? Like W-A-S-H? Or are you saying watch? Wash. They're like, you know what we saying. You felt it just because you didn't hear it. I did, but I was clarifying because it's weird. But okay, I'm not judging. What's the message? Wash the tissue. It's funny. Wash the tissue. What's the message? Okay, wait. Let me say it piece by piece. It's a lot. Okay, so what they're saying with wash the tissue is, if you think in terms of washing tissue, right? What do you think about that? You think the moment it's wet, it's going to fall apart, right? So this relates to your journey, right? The things that you feel will fall apart as you're cleansing it or as you're releasing it, as you're creating a new reality pertaining to it, that when Spirit says miracles and magic occurs in your life, it's you trusting, right? Putting tissue in the washer machine and the dryer and trusting it to maintain its form and its shape. Spirit is saying you have been doing great and now you're being called to take it to the next level of trust and faith. So even when things seem impossible, right? You're moving into a next level of impossible. When we first connected, it felt impossible. It felt impossible. And you shared this. You shared before how you were guided for us to work together. And y'all, listen, this required unwavering faith, okay? Shamika trusted that Spirit was going to make a way. And I tell you, out of the whole year, and she's continuing on past her year, there has never been a late payment ever. Spirit showed up and showed out because she trusted the Spirit would make a way where it seemed like there was no way, right? So now this next level is where you're being pushed now. It's going to feel like you're being told to wash the tissue, right? There is no way that toilet paper is going to survive a washer and dryer. And they're showing me like pieces of tissue, not even the whole roll. They're showing me like a piece this big. Now, you know, Normally, if you put that in the washer, you could put it underwater, it's ripping. But they're saying if you trust and believe and you follow what you're guided to do, the miracles and magic will occur, even in washing the tissue. That tissue is not only going to come out whole and complete, it is going to come out renewed and improved, right? So you're being guided into lessons, tests, where it's going to be like washing the tissue, and Spirit is saying mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically prepare yourself to have that faith, that same faith that you had when we met. Have that faith in this next phase. Have you manifested some assistance yet with Amelia? Because they saying why not? Like reliable, permanent, consistent, right? Reliable, permanent, consistent. Being very clear on what you're choosing, right? Reliable, permanent, consistent, positive, healthy for Amelia, loving, genuine, right? Safe, all the things that you require. Make sure you list it. That's the real message, right? Is being very clear and intentional on what you're choosing when it comes to your assistance in that department. I'm going to pull a card now. That one? Oh, okay. So when I picked up, the deck was split and they said this one, partnership and love. Nature spirit. So yeah, you got that message to go back in nature, spend more time in nature. It takes a village, right? That partnership and love that relates to not only the partnership and love with your divine spirit team and your soul family and those you're called to serve in the earthly realm, but also as it relates to you. I'm hearing picking and selecting someone to assist you with Amelia and nature spirits, getting out there in nature, doing your connecting out in nature and being guided out in nature, right? Get Amelia out in nature, take her to a park, let her run around, get all tired and stuff. She's a big old ball of energy. That's because she's carrying all that old soul energy in that little tiny body and she don't know what to do with herself. You gave birth to a breadcrumb. Later, she's going to be yours, your breadcrumb, but she's going to be a breadcrumb for the world. So keep cultivating that within her. The bottom also, pleasure, divine goddess. Spirit is just telling you to have more fun, allow yourself to enjoy the joys of life. And look, there's more nature. And as you connect to nature, you connect deeper to spirit, which is why nature is so important for you. And the bottom of this deck is teamwork, work with others to make the situation come about. So yes, 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 teamwork makes the dream work. So that is your message, Shamika. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. Let me see if you've been writing to let me know how it resonates. Let's see. Nope, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Let me know how it resonates. Allowed to say yours is bigger, Nahkila. Bigger than Michonne's? My head is pretty big. It's real big. It's okay, though. You know what they say about people with big heads, don't you? They say whatever they feel. Okay, let's see. Nicole said, I love the Truman Show. It was good, wasn't it? Wasn't it? I'm going to watch that again, too, myself. And so, Nicoya, you are next. You are next. Okay. Nicoya, were you doing a general or did you have a question? I'm disconnecting from Shamika's energy. And I am connecting to Nicoya's energy. I'm hearing, we are family. I got all my sisters with me. Okay, thank you. So, Nicoya, as I'm receiving that, what they're telling me is that your calling is really geared towards women, right? Cheryl said the tissue part was great. I'm glad they cleared it up because I'm like, what you mean wash the tissue? I know y'all be giving me some weird, y'all deliver it in weird ways, but this takes the cake. I'm glad they made it make sense. So yes, Nicoya, you're being called to really begin marketing to women, right? Marketing to women. Now, those men that you're called to serve, whether they are people that identify as a woman, whether they were born that way or not, right? That is your niche, right? That is your niche, right? So again, there may be times where you are led to work with men and you'll know, but as you're marketing, very much so cater to the women, right? I'm hearing this is your bread and butter. Getting clear. Okay, so I guess I kicked it. I touched it with my foot and it moved. So what's the significance of that? Now I see the candle and the crystal. Oh, okay. You got quartz crystals, right? And so, okay, they're saying shining a light on crystals, and they're saying becoming a certified crystallologist. So you are being called to teach about crystals, like create a class, create a course. Yep. Starting, finishing what you started. So this has most likely been an idea. It's most likely been something that has been an inkling, maybe more. It's about releasing the fear that you don't know enough, right? Because when you're talking about crystals on TikTok or on Instagram, right, you have more of an ease there when you're talking about crystals in the soul family. When you go live, there's more of an ease there, right? But when you start calling yourself teaching a class, that's where that unconscious fear takes over. So there's been a procrastination, a class where you're actually offering this class regularly and you're actually charging for this class, right? Charging for the class. They're saying really go deep with your unconscious self. And this is also going to help for the crystal show that you're doing that's coming up. You can share that too in the comments so everyone's aware. I'm hearing master teacher for you too. What part of you refuses to wear that hat? What part of you refuses to wear that hat? Ask spirit, what part of me refuses to wear the hat of master teacher? And why? Why? Why am I refusing that hat? I'm moving in action of that hat, but why am I refusing to wear that hat energetically, right? Why? When you understand the why, it's easy to heal, right? So get that from spirit. Why? Why? Again, it's coming in aligned with how I was afraid to be seen because of past life stuff that was buried in places that I don't even touch. So do that same exercise that I shared earlier in the video that helped when I was feeling that real deep fatigue. And I'm hearing this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine playing. Okay. So do you wear moonstone? Do you wear that on your body regularly? So I was looking down at this thumb ring, which is a moonstone. I don't even know if you guys have ever noticed. You probably haven't because my hand is never facing that direction. But when I looked down at it, like I never just looked down at it. Spirit was like, ask her about moonstones. Does she wear them on her body regularly? Um, if not, Spirit is saying, make it one of those regular stones that, why they keep saying stones? One of those regular stones that you have on your person, right? There's power in the moonstone for you. Lots of healing in the moonstone for you. Put moonstones in your bath next time you take your sacred bath. More than one, like 2 or 3. And on the full moon, take a sacred bath with your moonstones in the bath and just go in a zone. If you haven't done that 3 hours or more, that's your time. That's your time. Full moon, sacred bath with moonstones, at least 3 hours. And literally allow yourself to go in a bit of a trance state where you're totally in that state of being connected, where you're receiving. And when you create this course, channel the creation of the course, right? Channel the creation. As a matter of fact, anything any of us create in our business, aka service, we're being called to channel that. Allow spirit to tell us exactly what to create and how to create it, right? Just channel it. right? So in your bath time, that'll be times for you to receive these downloads, right? When you're in that salt and you're able to neutralize your energy, release anything you've been holding on or carrying, it'll allow you to be more receptive to receive. And you're doing good with your self-love, working on that, choosing to increase. I'm hearing increase, improve, and elevate. They brought it through all at the same time, right? They acknowledge it. They acknowledge it. And they say, keep going, keep going, keep going. You know, and they're just reminding you you're perfect, whole, and complete. And you were perfect, whole, and complete before you began this level of your healing journey. This is just to take you to the next level. But none of this is to say that you, at some point, were not perfect, whole, and complete. They're saying, let's be clear, very clear on that. And they said also, you are a powerful teacher as well. The light, the candle, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, but they're showing me like a flashlight, right? Shining the light on the path. And what they're showing me is sometimes you don't always stand in the front, right? Sometimes you stand behind and you hold the light this way. And then it lights the path for everyone. And why is that, right? It's because you cannot see the path. You are being guided intuitively, right? You're not following those in front of you. You're actually showing them the path. And what I'm seeing is your eyes are closed and you're intuitively being guided, right? And intuitively being guided, you are guided down the path, right? Down the path. So that is sometimes how you show up. It's not always that apparent in the forefront, I am what I am, right? Sometimes it's that, right? Sometimes it's that, which makes sense. You know, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. And the reason why I'm saying it makes sense is because Spirit is saying, touch on the connection of how aligned our energies have been. And when I'm not serving and I go in spiritual environments, listen, I show up like everybody else. I be attempting to I don't be telling people. I just let them talk and I just receive and I pick up because I like to learn from everywhere. So I'm always open to learn. And I just like for people to just see me as regular, smegular human being, right? Depending on the environment, though, they see you. Like you ain't hiding, they see you. They do. But sometimes showing up that way puts them at ease. Right? And the more at ease they are, the more able to receive you they are. This is the significance of that. It's not you dimming. See, there's a difference. That light is still shining. You are the light, right? But you just show up in a different way. You allow Spirit to guide you on how to show up and when to show up in that way. Still bright, right? Still doing what you do, but it's just, you know, you understand? What else? Spirit just says, stop peeping the scene and be the scene. You're also being called to show up like that. So again, this overall message is allow Spirit to guide you on how you show up in different environments, right? There are so many sides of us. And Spirit is saying the way you'll know which side to bring into the forefront is by allowing Spirit to guide you. Because not every version of you fits in every environment, not every version of you. And when I say fit, I'm saying by way of you being received, right? Because you have a message to give, you have teaching to do, you have breadcrumb action to do, right? So it's not that you are showing up as fake or inauthentic. It's not that you're dimming, because never will Spirit tell you to do that. It's just knowing the room, right? I got a message might have been almost 4 years ago, where Spirit showed me a vision in the sacred bath, and it was a bunch of animals, and Spirit was giving me the message of what they meant. And what the snake meant was meeting people where they are. You know how a snake is on the ground on its belly? And so Spirit was saying meeting people where they are, right? And this is what's coming through. So there will be different aspects of you that's required in order to meet people where they are. Right. And the only way you're going to know what that aspect of you is the Spirit guides you. So just understanding that you're not being called to show up the same in every situation, in every environment, but being guided is what you are being called to do. And to allow those different aspects of you to come to the forefront. You don't have to show up one way because this is what's expected, right? Show up as you are and as you're required to be in every moment. And you will reach the masses. You will reach the collective. You will speak to the souls that you're called to speak to, and you will awaken the remembering in the souls you're called to do that for. Okay, pull a card. You got the unicorn deck. Mystical, magical. Woo. Okay, am I taking both of these or just this one? Just this one. So you have, I can't make it up. You have light, and it says, see the light within yourself and everyone else. And also, Spirit said, we're going to piggyback on that. See the light within yourself and everyone else will too, right? That's they piggyback. But look, okay. So now I'm looking over there, and literally, I told you guys before when I was doing Deaja's reading, I could see the gold speck. It's like glitter. I ain't wore no gold glitter in a while, you guys. I usually wear it in the summertime so I could see it shining on me when the sun hit me. But there's gold glitter. Nobody been in my house with gold glitter. I don't know where it came from. But literally, you see this on here? That's what it looks like. And now it's vibrant and bright as I'm giving you your reading. So, and that card just feels all kinds of wonderful. The energy, the glow on that I was about to say pony. My Little Pony. Connect to your inner child. The glow on that unicorn. And look at it. In nature, it's by water. It's got trees, right? And it's just neutral. There's some heart chakra, and there's even some, some crown and third eye, right? But overall, it feels very neutral, which is just be guided, right? Be guided. Yeah. The hair flowing. And the horn is looking more like a magic wand. Get you a wand if you don't have one. Direct that energy. Sometimes they have those selenite. We got 7-7 again, you guys. And we're at 8:50 time-wise. So some of you may feel led to look up 85077. So Spirit is definitely speaking through numbers. Get you a magic wand if you don't have one. Yeah.